I was born ready.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Isabel, welcome.
Thank you.
Episode 10. So this is a big episode for myself and podcasts in general. Apparently 10 is the kind of like the breaking point
Of
podcasts like continuing or surviving.
You made it.
We got to make it through this episode first. So
It did smell like smoke outside when I pulled up. Is there a fire nearby?
Yeah, I guess they were, I don't know. So I heard they were doing a controlled burn.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Cause, earlier this week I woke up and looked outside and it was hazy, which it's been, June gloom. It's been foggy and stuff, but, it was very hazy all day. And that's what my mom heard somewhere, that it was a controlled burn. Allegedly.
Well, hopefully it stays in control and we make it through this podcast.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Yes,
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
Of course.
When you asked, I was like, absolutely.
Hell
because
yeah.
every time I see you at Vitality Village, I'm like, I feel like we could talk for
we usually
hours
do.
longer, I'm like, okay, I got to get back to work. So I'm happy to have some like uninterrupted time just to shoot the shit.
Yeah, we might have to keep an eye on time so we don't go too long.
Good call.
You know.
We will.
So I do have one question.
Oh, just one. Okay, you get one question.
That's it.
It's strange for me to be on this end because normally in my podcast I'm interviewing people, so it's it's a different dynamic. I have an instinct to be like, okay, tell me this, tell me that. So I'm like, okay, I'll just sit back and
see. That's weird for me to think about because I've done one. It was fairly informal with a buddy, but that's the only time I've been on someone else's podcast. So it's always been this. So now you got me thinking it's going to be interesting if I'm ever on the other side,
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's gonna be weird.
All right. So I've been traveling a lot. I've been meeting a lot of people, and my horizons, you could say, have been broadening. And I came across a name recently, and I'm not the best with pronunciations and all that stuff. So yeah, it was spelled Amir. And I'm curious, how do you think that is pronounced?
Amir?
Okay. So I would agree. So then if you were to spell Kefir, how do you think that would be pronounced?
Kefir.
Oh, okay. So using your logic, we've been in this debate on how to pronounce.
You set that up. How long were you thinking about that? When did that come to you? And you decided I'm going to start the podcast episode with you, Seth.
Yesterday.
Trying to lead me in. Kefir.
So Kefir, is it Kefir or Kefir?
Please weigh in, listener. If you're watching this.
Any Amirs out there, please tune in. I need your opinion now.
Oh my God. Apparently it's both, right? We figured that out. We did some deep research and we found out you could say it both ways.
It depends which article you're reading, or I don't know.
Okay, so you say it your way.
No conclusion. No. I say Kefir.
I say Kefir. So, tomato.
Yeah, right. You're saying tomato, I don't, but okay.
It means the same thing, and the stuff is great.
I agree. And it's good for you.
Have you talked about on your podcast that you are making it?
So, I
didn't listen to your most recent podcast.
I haven't even posted it.
Oh, it hasn't posted. Okay.
Yeah. I actually was just working on the thumbnail right before you got here.
Nice.
Yeah, busy week.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I'm starting from scratch, and I bought grains online. So normally what I've been doing with yogurt, or not yogurt, but like
Kefir
and stuff, you buy packets and it comes with the bacteria in a powder form. I don't understand the difference or know the difference yet, but you can buy also grains, and the grains you can keep reusing. And like over and over. They're apparently really tough. You can like wash them off. You can like not necessarily get them dirty, but you don't have to worry about sanitation really that much with them, which is really nice. So I bought grains, and I know I told you that you'd have some today.
You drank it all.
No. I didn't know the grains have to be activated. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it's taken me all week to activate them. You have to start with a small amount. You start with like 1 cup, and you put 1 cup of milk with the grains in them. You wait 12 hours, you drain that, strain them out, and then you increase by half a cup. So you do 1.5 cups, and you have to keep doing that every 12 hours. Okay. So I just finished that process this morning.
How do you know when it's activated?
We're going to find out. I don't fully know.
Do you just keep doing that until when? Like, when's the...
So it said to go up to 4 cups.
Oh, okay.
So I did a full 4 cups last night, and then this morning I drained it, and then hopefully in 24 hours, I put another 4 cups, put the newly activated grains in there, and hopefully in roughly 24 hours it'll ferment.
Cool.
So you could definitely tell when it's done fermenting, because it gets, it goes from milk, it turns a little bit thicker, consistency. But the issue I've been having is it's hard to know, like there's a cutoff, because if you wait too long, then it over ferments, and then the whey separates from it. That's how you can tell that it's over. It's not bad or anything.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. It's not going to taste as good.
I wonder if the whey separates, what's left?
They call it curds and whey. So
the curds are left.
Yes. So the curds would be the solids, the whey would be the liquid.
Okay.
And there's stuff you can do with each of those. I don't fully know what they are. I know you can make cheese with the whey from Kefir, or you can make cheese also from the whey from yogurt. They're different types of cheese, obviously. But I don't know what you would do with the curds, which you could probably it's called backslopping, which is you just use that and put that in milk and just makes new product,
just keeps it going.
Yeah. Cool. I'm guessing you probably wouldn't want to drink it because of flavor, and probably honestly too high of a concentration of bacteria.
Yeah.
You could only drink a tiny little bit, is my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a process.
Yeah. I love that you're doing that though. I love that you're doing it. I think it's just like, it reminds me of my roots, and it also is a little sketchy that you're just like making this bacteria concoction in your kitchen, and I love it though.
I mean, hey, it's not going to kill me.
Hopefully.
At the worst, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Episode 10, that was
so tragic. That would be so tragic. No.
No,
it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you.
No, if anything, it would just upset your stomach, I feel.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, it's kind of funny. I feel like you're other than maybe Blake, you're like the only person that's found this interesting.
Really? Yeah. I think it's fascinating. Well, I like the way I grew up, my mom used to make homemade yogurt. She was like, way before it was popular, where she had like the little containers, and she would set it, and it would do its thing for a certain amount of time. And then, do you hear that reverberation? Do you hear feedback?
No. Okay. There is the AC on.
No, I just thought I heard like feedback on my voice, but no, sorry, you can cut it. Sorry. She used to make homemade yogurt, and so I was kind of used to that. And then she also would make kombucha way before it was popular. Dang. Like we had like a Scooby or whatever. I think I told you. Scoby, yeah. And she would kept it like under the sink, and she would like yell at us like, "Don't be rowdy around the Scoby. Like it needs quiet. It needs peace." So we're like, "Okay, Mom." But way before it was popular. I find it funny now that it's like trending to have like, kefir and yogurts, and, the gut biome information that's coming out, and how connected it is to our overall health and our minds and our everything. It's just, I'm like, okay, Mom was onto some stuff back in the day.
Yeah. Did you appreciate it in the moment, or?
I just didn't know anything different. Yeah. I just didn't know anything different. It was just kind of like what was happening. Now my mom's on this big kick about trace minerals. She's hitting us with minerals hard. She's like, "You guys have to be taking your minerals." We're like, "Okay, Mom." And she's like, "The food isn't, because of our soil degradation, the food isn't, it doesn't have as high of mineral content as it used to. And so we're not getting the minerals we need from our food, even if you are eating like a healthy diet." So she's been really honest about the whole minerals thing. So
honestly, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take some notes from your mom because I feel like she's on it. I feel like she's ahead of it.
She might be ahead of it. She might be ahead of it.
Yeah, because
my mom's so random. I love her so much. You wouldn't know she's my mom, right? I'm 5'2", tan skin, dark eyes. My mom is almost 6 foot, ice blue eyes, like your eyes, but like more icy, like gray almost, you know, and white. So white, like you could see through her skin. Right, white. She's Irish to the max, right? And she's just so classic. Like she learned how to text before any of us kids. Like when phones first came out.
Dude, your mom is way ahead of it.
My
what
mom
the heck?
is so random on these things. Like she would text us like shorthand. You remember? I think you're too young when it was like T9. Where you'd have to like text.
Not that young.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you're a lot younger than me. She would like text us like shorthand things, you know, like BRB and like all these things, and we didn't know what they were yet. And so my sisters and I would be like, "What the fuck is mom talking about? Like, what is this?" And we'd have to like decode her messages, and she'd be like, "Come on, girls, like get with it." I'm like, and she's almost 80, and she's like still just coming up with things like this. I'm like, she's on it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Shout out moms.
Hell yeah. Specifically your mom, apparently.
All moms, but my mom's special for sure.
True. By the way, that water's for you if you want it.
Oh, thank you.
It's RO, reverse osmosis water from that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Thanks.
with trace minerals in it, actually.
Oh, snap.
So it might not taste like normal water, just FYI.
Okay,
but
let's try it.
Yeah.
What if I did a spit take?
For all you ASMR people out there.
You're welcome. It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it tastes like normal water.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I grew up on well water, and it like has a taste. It was so good. And then I went like and traveled and lived other places, and I was like, why is water all so bland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought about this. Where I grew up, like if your podcast, if the Unplugging podcast had its astrocartography read, I think its most aligned place would be Humboldt County.
What exactly is that? What did you say again?
Astrocartography.
Okay. What is that?
It's like, I might be butchering this, but I think it's like the geographical astrology. Okay. So you do like astrology for wherever the geography, like different geographical places and how they would change your expression of what's going on in your life. Like, oh, you could, if you moved here, it would be good for this. Or if you know, it's just kind of like more based on location.
Okay.
But Humboldt County is like the definition of unplugging. Like it was so, when I was a kid, it was so removed from society and societal norms on every level. And it was like just culture, like counterculture to the max, you know? And there's areas where you don't even get cell phone service. Like people are just like on their own homesteading and doing their lives. It's just a whole different world. And it's beautiful. The redwoods are up there, and it's just easy to do what you have been doing and do for yourself, of just like go outside and just decompress from like all the societal noise.
Would you say it's still like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty. Unfortunately, the economy there has died, RIP, because it was bolstered by black market cannabis, you know, and so when cannabis went legal, a lot of the farms went under, and just a lot of the economy is just gone from that specific area that I grew up in. So homes are really cheap right now. So but the nature is unaffected. I mean, the nature is just top notch. The ocean out there in Shelter Cove, and the redwoods, and it's gorgeous. So
I need to check it out.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah. I've never been to Humboldt. I've obviously driven all the way through California, because I've driven to Oregon, I've driven to Canada, and then I've driven back from like through Yellowstone, and then I went like through Crater Lake and then south. So I've been through all those places, just never spent time.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what was your childhood like? I'm so curious, because we have been on very different paths, but I feel like we're kind of both at similar realizations, but kind of in opposite ways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
I'm-
agree.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think we same page a lot.
Yes.
Like we've done that thing where I'm like, oh my God, we're same paging. Like we're like literally on the same page. My childhood was alternative. I was just outside all the time as a kid. Like I can remember
Love that.
just like I was never indoors. I was just like a feral child. Because I grew up on property, so I grew up on 26 acres up in Northern California, and so, I mean, my mom would like whistle for us to come home for dinner, like literally, and we'd be like, "Was that her whistle?" And then you'd hear it again and be like, "Oh, I have to go home." Like, my cousin would go to her house, I would go to my house, and so that was like a really good part. I grew up definitely like land rich, but like money poor, so in poverty for sure. So that shaped a lot of like things around my childhood. And yeah, I grew up playing sports. I love sports.
What sports did you play?
I played soccer, volleyball, basketball.
Okay.
And I ran some, but never, I would like practice with the track team, but I wouldn't actually do the track meets. So just for fun.
The hard part and no glory. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why I did that, but, yeah, it was different. I had a bunch of sisters, bunch of siblings. My parents were part of the Native American church, so I grew up in ceremony, which was really impactful to me on like how I see the world and how I relate to people and nature and whatnot. So I feel grateful for that. And yeah, you're right. We do kind of like come around because once I grew up a little bit, I traveled a lot and have lived in different places. And then I lived like very alternatively. Like I never had like a typical 9 to 5. I didn't go to college right out of high school. I lived in Germany. I lived in Hawaii. Like I bounced around and I just kind of was like this unpoppable bubble and just like did all my things that I just was attracted to and wanted to do. And like I would meditate and then things would come through and then I'd just do them, And then I somewhere along the line got a little like sidetracked and was like, okay, I got to pull it together. Like I got to get my life together, right? Like I can't keep doing this. So I'm like, I'm going to go back to school. And so I went back to school and I got my degree in business, my associate's in business, and then went on to get my BA in psychology. And then I tried to get a job in the real world. And that was like my self-worth became like a crash test dummy. Like I was like, this is not for the faint of heart. It really broke me down. And like my anxiety was so high, like just, it was not a good time for me. And then I kind of realized like, oh, maybe this isn't it. Like maybe like me trying to find this like stability is not really what I meant for and not really what's going to give me what I'm looking for. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And you've done it the other way around. I mean, if people listen to your podcast, you've shared your story on it, but you kind of were in that world first and then pulled your way out of it.
Right. Yeah. So for me, it was the complete opposite. I lived in Bakersfield. I wouldn't say I was a feral child, but we had a ranch. We had property.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a nice ranch. My dad is hick
It's
as
not,
hell.
It's not Dutton. He's not a Dutton.
No, I don't know what that is.
Yellowstone?
Oh, no. He thinks he is, but no.
Yeah.
No. There's rat poop everywhere, and yeah, it's bad. So we spent a lot of weekends going up there and hunting. Like basically my dad would just be like, here's a gun, go fucking entertain yourself and try not to die.
Oh my gosh.
If you do, just like try to fight back or whatever,
Wow. That's a parenting style.
Yeah. Very hands off, we'll say.
Okay. So you're kind of like an 80s baby.
To some extent. Yeah.
Latchkey
in that way.
kid.
In that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I played a lot of sports as well. But for me, my dad was my coach.
Oh.
And it was interesting.
What sports?
Let me think. He coached basketball and football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was always in sports year round. I was on 2 teams. I would go from a school basketball game right to a club practice. Oof. And on my club team, there would be kids from all the other schools. And sometimes there would be kids from the team that we just played in school, the school league. And then we'd see him at club practice right after.
You're like, you're here too? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Do you still play sports at all?
Not really.
No, like rec leagues or anything?
I would like to get back into basketball, but I stopped playing basketball in 8th grade because my freshman year of high school, I was short. So I decided to get into wrestling instead.
Oh, okay.
And then once I committed to wrestling, I started to do all my growing. But I mean, like 6'2" for realistically in basketball is not that tall.
No, but yeah, that's true for men. Yeah.
But yeah, so I haven't played in a long time, and I've picked up a ball a couple times here and there, and I cannot dribble.
Really?
I can't. The coordination, I don't know, something about it. I just
so
cannot
odd.
dribble. Yeah,
so odd.
It's very frustrating. So
well, you can practice.
I know I keep telling myself like I wanna get a ball and just like really work on dribbling, because like it eats at me. I hate not being able to dribble anymore.
I'm sure you can dribble some, right? I mean, it's not like
yeah. But if you're gonna guard me, like you could probably steal it fairly easily. Okay. I'm like I've never
giraffe. I've never been that good at dribbling and like keeping. Yeah, I've had turnovers many times.
Same. It's my specialty now.
I feel you.
Yeah. So
your dad was your coach.
Yeah.
How was that? What was that experience like?
At the time, it was cool. I mean, I was always on the team.
Yeah, made the cut every year. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I was decent. I don't know. Hard to say. In the moment, you think you're so great, you know, but like looking back, I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah, but then how did we get there? Oh, just our childhoods.
Childhoods, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad. I was gonna say. My dad was my coach 1 year for soccer. I think we were like girls under 14 soccer, and his accent. He's from Guatemala originally, and his accent was so strong that he would like say something and the girls would be like, what'd he say? Like they'd like turn their heads and it would like go down the line. I'd be like, triangles. And they'd like say it back in like a telephone, like triangles. And we're like, oh, okay. Like everybody, we needed like telephone to communicate. Like, oh man, this is not good.
Wait, so your parents, did they, how do I word this? Were they like, did they meet in the US or did they move here and then have like, did you live your whole life in Humboldt County?
Yeah, I left. Okay. Yeah, I was born in the house that my parents still live in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Home birth.
I was a home birth.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like, I was supposed to be a twin, but my twin didn't make it. But yeah, my mom went full term and she was down at my grandparents' house because my grandparents had a house down on the same piece of property. And she walked up this big hill and like her water broke when she walked in the door and she just walked upstairs and laid down and I was born like 8 minutes later. Wow.
Yeah. So it wasn't intentionally a home birth?
No, it was going to be either way.
Okay.
Yeah. All my mom's babies were home births.
Wow.
Yeah. She had four kids.
Damn. And wait, I'm trying to remember. You said you're the youngest, right?
I'm the baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. We get away with so much more. Everybody knows it.
Yeah. Wait, so I was asking, were they already living in America?
Oh, yeah.
You said your dad's originally from Guatemala.
Yeah. No, they met at a party in Mexico.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And my mom didn't speak Spanish and my dad didn't speak English. And so they communicated through a book.
Hell yeah.
And my dad asked my mom.
Wait, what do you mean through a book?
Like a translation book. Yeah. Okay. And my dad asked my mom, what kind of disease do you have that makes your skin so white? And she's like, I don't have a disease. I'm Irish. I thought that was cute. Yeah. And then they got pregnant with my sister, Kiara. And so my mom went back to the States and they started the paperwork for my dad to immigrate. And my dad tells the story about it, but there was like the immigration person in Guatemala went on vacation. They had done like all the paperwork and it was like one signature away, but he went on vacation right before my sister was born. And he didn't get back till right after. So my dad missed my sister's birth, but then he came the week after and arrived. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't realize Kiara's the oldest.
Kiara's the oldest of my two parents together. So Kiara's older than me. And then my mom had two girls from a previous marriage.
Gotcha.
So I have two older half sisters.
Okay. That makes sense.
And it's just you and Jamie, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I didn't know Jamie was your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, because I remember the first time I met you at Vitality, Vitality Village.
Shout out Vitality Village.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how we met at the little wellness center that I work at.
Yeah.
We have red light, sauna, cold plunge,
PEMF. Yes.
and movement classes.
Yes. And physical therapy with
and Normatech.
Massages,
reflexology.
Yeah. Oh, and
acupuncture.
And your classes.
And burlesque classes.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Come on over.
All right, Monica. You're welcome.
Yes, DM me for a special rate.
But actually, you should talk about that real quick.
What about it?
Your class.
Oh, my burlesque class.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like when I was saying it kind of like came full circle and being like, whoa, maybe like the corporate route isn't for me. I kind of checked in with myself and was like, okay, what do I really love? What really lights me up? What am I good at? What can I make money at, all the things, like really tried to get down to the root of it. And I realized I love burlesque. Burlesque has helped me meet some of the most wonderful people in my life. It's helped me feel more confident. It's helped me just feel more embodied and embrace my sexuality and my sensuality and play like that it literally feels like little kid play. When you call your friend, you're like, or you ask your parent, can so-and-so come over tonight? And they say yes. And you're like, oh my God, yes, you just know you're going to have such a good time. That's how I feel about burlesque. And so I started teaching again, and I've done just pop-ups. I've done them up in Northern California and in Ventura and Thousand Oaks, just around. And they're always really well received. The feedback I get is really, really fulfilling. So I'm like, okay, I know I want to keep doing that. And Vitality Village has been really supportive in being like, yes, use the movement studio upstairs anytime you want for classes. So I've been slowly adding them in when I can balance out all my life. But I want to do more and really kind of dive into that work, because it's so satisfying to create non-judgmental areas for women to express themselves and be fully expressed. And I love it because I kind of do this it's so creative. I get to be so creative in how I do the classes. When I lived in Hawaii, I had my own troupe. And so I've taught I might be at my 10,000 hours for teaching burlesque. I've done a lot. And I'm not the best burlesquer. I'm not even in the current.
You're being humble.
No, truly. I'm not in the circle of people who are there are burlesquers that are, that's what they do for a living and they perform all the time, or the queen of burlesque, there's a whole thing, where I'm out of the loop for that. But I do I teach neo burlesque, and I love it because I get to be really creative in my classes. For example, I love doing starting class with a visualization, drop in. So I have people imagine themselves the most confident version of themselves, and we kind of go through the route of that. Or I've done walking them to meet their burlesque, their burlesque soul, the version of them that's that burlesque persona. And it's just so fun. And then we do embodiment exercises where I have them walk as I did one that was really powerful. We were all standing together, which you can imagine just this gang of just badass women. And I'm like, okay. And the music is really a part of it too. So I'm like, okay, I want everybody to walk as though you belong. Walk as though you belong. And we walk across the floor, and the energy and the power of that, feeling all these women, just, I don't know, drop into themselves and feel that is just the best feeling in the world. And then I do I teach basic chair dance and stuff like that. And I do some mirror work usually, but I get to do just all these different things. And after getting my degree in psychology, I get to weave in so much more of what really changes and helps people, So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. That's a really cool, synergy between your two interests,
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like it really speaks to the power of just the brain and the mind as far as visualization, and how powerful that can be for your confidence, because even just taking a few minutes to imagine yourself in this way, this different, version of yourself kind of can even get you closer to that, just knowing that is even possible or within you,
Yeah.
That's really cool. are you doing this like eyes closed, eyes open?
Eyes closed.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with, but usually eyes closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you said you're teaching one next Friday.
What's the date? July?
I think it was the
2nd. 3rd. Yeah, because the 4th is Saturday, right?
Yeah.
It's the 3rd. It's right before the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Vitality Village.
And it's from when to when?
From 7:30 to 9. But I don't think this is going to be out by then.
I'll try my best.
that's pushing it. It's okay. They can DM me, and there'll be another one probably when it does come out.
Okay. It's 1 week from today. I think I could probably do it. I'm working on my flow.
You've been doing a lot.
I know, but I'm off uncle duties for the time being.
Okay.
And I'm going to be grinding because I pretty much got my
We'll connect.
We'll make it happen.
Okay,
Don't
good.
worry. Yeah, that's cool. How'd you get into that?
When I was 19, I joined a burlesque troupe.
How did you find that?
So random.
I've never even heard of that until I met you.
And it literally was in Northern California in that tiny little town. So it was like so random and kismet that happened. This gal, Shannon Bennett, started the Blushing Barefoot Burlesque, and it's a small community. So like, we're like, oh, you're doing that? I want to do that. And then there was just a wonderful group of women that came together, and we would go into the vets hall where they had mirrors for dance classes, like the same place I took ballet as a child. And we started our own troupe, and she taught us some choreography. And then we had a show at the town theater that was like completely packed. I think there was like 300 people there. Wow. And it was like all our community. So that's like the hardest, to perform in front of everyone you know. Performing in front of people you don't know is way easier. But and then we traveled a little bit with that troupe and went down to like through California. And then and then I just kept doing it. Like when I went to Hawaii, I just was like, oh, I love this. I want to do it for other women. And so I started sharing it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because I can totally understand that aspect of it, of being able to freely just kind of express yourself. I feel like that's something I've kind of struggled with a lot in my life, whether it's through my body or through my words. Mm-hmm. And so it's just cool because I feel like there isn't, at least I haven't really found anything like that for men.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a judgment-free zone. Not that we would really judge each other anyways, but like, mm-hmm. you know what I mean? Just having a space like that.
Yeah.
Not that it's got to be dancing or anything like that, but you know what I mean? Somewhere where you can just kind of let loose and use your body to get rid of any stresses or anything holding you down, holding you back. You know, it's, I can imagine it feels so good after.
It does.
And during.
And like the emotional expression too. Like one thing I love about burlesque is like, it's not just sexy. Like, yes, it is strip tease with the emphasis on tease, but there's this theatrical element to it that's like silly and like funny and weird and not normal, you know? And so that it gives like permission to just like be a weirdo. Like I'm such a weirdo, you know, at heart. And so it just is a space where you can kind of push the boundaries with humor and expression. And it's just like a wonderful place where all of that can fit, you know? And it's not like like I said, I'm not like a great burlesquer, but that art form just lends itself to helping like women self-express, you know, because it is so accepting of body type, of shape, of size, of, you know, type of humor, like how your mind works. You can create a burlesque persona and a burlesque skit like around anything, you know. It can be like political or just like super sexy or like really weird, or, you know, you can really do anything. And so that's why I like, it gives space for everybody, which is really cool. I love that part. Okay.
So I know absolutely nothing about burlesque. So
we'll go to a show soon. There's a good one in LA right now.
Okay. So I'm asking these out of complete ignorance. All right.
Okay.
So you said choreographs, right? You said that there's some choreographs to it. So I was kind of imagining like one of those, you go to the gym and it's just a class with an instructor. So no, it's like there's like a storyline almost to it.
Okay. So like in class, I usually just teach like a certain dance, like choreography. So like just a basic chair dance. But if you're going to perform, which I've done that with other people, with my troupe in Kauai, they each develop their own solo act. And so you would perform your solo act. And if you have a solo act, that is what you get to like tell the story and perform. I actually wrote like a burlesque show with a friend out in Kauai, Shannon Donnelly, and it was I still am like, oh, I wish we could have performed this because it was so well written. It was like a 1920s party that gets broken up by the police, and then there's like all these different solos that happen within that, and it was so funny. It was like, I remember this one part where the police like bust in to the speakeasy and they're like, assume the position, and then all these girls like get in different sex positions and they're like, no, not that position. Like, it's just like silly like that, you know. But yeah, so if you're doing like a solo act, you can develop it and do whatever you want. Like I had a friend who did a reverse strip where she had a bathtub on stage with like bubble machine, and she was in the tub to start. And then she like pulled her clothes in and like put clothes on. And then when she was like all the way done, she had like was fully dressed, which was kind of cool. Oh my gosh, I've seen so many creative good things. It's endless. And on YouTube you can find some, but I swear the best burlesque is like in little cabaret places that like people don't record. It's just like kind of a fringe thing.
Totally. Which makes sense. Cause yeah, I've never even,
it's not mainstream.
Yeah. I had not heard the word burlesque in who knows years until I met you.
Yeah. It's random.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Cause go ahead.
No, I wanted to say something. You said something about like the power of the mind and visualization. And it made me think of this somatic therapy that I've done. And the practitioner I worked with, one of the things that he does is like, he'll say, you know, come to the session with like a strong intention. And, you know, I'm going to just like grab an example of like confidence, where I was like, this didn't happen, but I would say, you know, I've been struggling with my confidence and I really want to work on that. And he would have you always say, can you remember a time in your life where you felt really confident? And, you know, and then close your eyes and like try and imagine that time and like that feeling in your body. And that was always like so powerful to start those sessions with. I just love that. Like just whatever the thing is that you're working on and having a challenge with, like, can you remember a time where you weren't in that state and could do those things, you know? So I think that was always like, I don't know why that made me think of that, but.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's really powerful just for, I think that's definitely something that will stick with me just as far as, cause the way my brain works, I get like, I get caught up in a moment and I get down this thought path, and I'm working on this. I'm the type that's all in or all out. And like just my mindset, I just, like I was telling somebody the other day, normally, you know, I'm in bed somewhere between 9 and 10. And like, cause I'm up at 5, just like no matter what, like I don't set alarms. Like I just wake up at 5 now.
You're one of those.
Yeah. It's funny cause I used to only be a night person. I used to hate mornings.
Really?
Never used to do mornings. And then I started working in the field, like in construction, and I had to get up early because I was, and so it just kind of stuck. And then I started going to the gym before work. So now I guess I'm just a morning person now.
I love it.
Yeah. But like it happened to me literally last week. It was like 9:30. I'm still working. And I was like, oh, you know, let me work a little bit longer. And all of a sudden I look back at the clock. It's 11. Ooh. And my life is like flashing before my eyes. I'm thinking, oh my God, like I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. My sleep schedule is going to be completely off. I'm going to be a night person now. I'm not going to be like, my mornings are
just
gone.
Spiraling.
And I had to stop myself and catch. I was like, it's one night, you know, I'll be a little bit tired tomorrow, but I'll get back to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's just how my brain works. I do things once and I'm like, okay, this is my life now.
Okay.
And, yeah, so I think using that kind of technique will be good for snapping me out of stuff like that. You know, if I'm ever having a bad day or like not feeling great or something's not going the way I want or the way I hoped, you know, just kind of like changing my internal state through something really quick like that. I feel like that's actually really powerful. Yeah.
State is a big thing. That's like what Tony Robbins, you know, preaches about, is like get yourself in a state to take, you know, inspired action. Like do the things that will change your state of being. Like that's so powerful. Your state of being is, and I agree with that. I think your state of being is like medicine to the world, you know, like I really do. Like, I know when you come into work, it's like you have a presence with you that's lighthearted and you know, you enjoy laughter and connection, and you can tell like it comes around you, you know, it's not just like a facade or anything. And I think that having your state of being, you've worked hard to get your body in a place and your mind in a place, and to have that state of being be your home base. And it's obvious, you know, and I think I hope that it will like attract really wonderful things for you, because it's like, it's important and it's well done. You know, you've done well with it.
Thank you.
And I think for me too, it's like remembering that like, oh yeah, that's my responsibility. This is my state of being, you know. Yeah, I'm in control of that. Like I always say like my hula hoop, like what's in my hula hoop, you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember like I'm not responsible for anybody else except for like what's in my hula hoop, you know, like mind my own business and have business to mind and like just keep going. I
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something I was thinking about, I feel like you're a very positive person, and I feel like you've, at least just from my experiencing you, I feel like you've had a lot of, I don't know, you have a lot of intuition, and you have a lot of these moments where I feel like you're very just kind of like connected. Have you always been like that? Do you feel like you've always been, or do you even feel like you're like that?
I feel like I go in and out of that.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm being really honest, like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'm tapped in. And then sometimes I'm like, I don't know, I couldn't find it with a freaking, like glasses. I don't know. I couldn't find it with binoculars. Like I could not find, you know, like, so I think having a practice around it helps, but I go in and out of those too. But yeah, I think part of me has always been intuitive and, kind of just like able to step into the flow of what is meant for me, kind of, you know, or like something. I don't know what it is, to be honest, but yeah, I feel like I have like a little bit of magic that comes in sometimes, and then it leaves, and then it comes back, and it's kind of like, yeah, I don't think it's mine. I think it's just like, I think we all have an ability to tap into that.
Totally. But I feel like it requires you to be able to see it and also listen to it, you know? Because I feel like there's so many times where I get stuck in my head on something, and I'll have a thought and I won't act on it, and I will just regret it later, or you know what I mean? Like
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Like I don't have a problem listening to it. That's like something I've learned over time to do. Like I'd say like, I'll just say it's like my guides or whatever. And I listen to them now because I've learned my lesson not listening. But even like sometimes it's like small things, like I'll be leaving the house and I'll like hear, or, you know, I'll think, but it's kind of like, it's a thought, but it's kind of just like not, it doesn't feel like it's my own thought. It's kind of intuition, you know? Like grab that deodorant, and I'll be like, I do not need to grab that deodorant. Like I'm going to rehearsal. I already put deodorant on. I do not need deodorant. And it'll come again, you know, like grab that deodorant, and I'll just be like, okay, fine. I'll grab the deodorant. And I grab the deodorant, and then I get to rehearsal, and like my friend Riley is like, oh, I have to go somewhere after this, and I forgot my deodorant. And I was like, oh, I have it. I have deodorant. You know, like, or I like, one time I didn't do it. I didn't pay attention to it. I was leaving to go to this party, and it was like, grab that deep blue, like, you know, the rub for like sprained ankles, or like, just like, it's like I think doTERRA makes it. It's really good. Deep blue. Okay. It's like arnica and other things in it. And I'm like, I am going to a party. Like, I do not need to grab this like muscle rub right now. And so I didn't grab it because I'm like, I'm not listening. And I get there and I sit down next to this gal by the pool, and she was like, oh my God, I just rolled my ankle so bad. And I was like, I should have fucking grabbed the deep blue.
That's actually crazy.
I should have grabbed the deep blue. And I was like, I told her, I was like, my guides told me to grab that. And she goes, no, my guides told you to grab that. And I was like, fair. So yeah, I like, your cat's so funny.
Yeah.
I love this cat kingdom we have here.
I mean, I figure, you know, they don't have access to the whole house, so I need to utilize my space as best as possible.
You've done a good job.
Yeah.
You've done a very good job.
Yeah.
I love it.
I care about them.
Yeah.
You know, it's good for them.
Yeah, you're their like human. You gotta, it's their quality of life is somewhat on you, you know? So
100%.
Good to,
well, and I mean, personally, I feel like they've just been there with me through so many things. so many, I mean, they're almost 9 now. So to think where I was 9 years ago and all the things that have happened to me, and just like for them to end up here, it's just like, yeah, they're so much to me.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I feel that. I feel that for sure.
Oh yeah, because Moosh, he's been through a lot with you.
Moosh
I can imagine.
Is 14.
Damn.
And I had him since he was 8 weeks old.
Wow.
Like he's a down homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been through different states and partners and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm excited to get the Kefir going, so that way he could try it.
Oh yeah.
I'm really curious. So another thing I want to do is I want to get some. So next time I make yogurt, I'm going to strain the whey off, and I want to pour some of the whey on top of their food, and I want to see if they like it.
Do you think the whey is good for them, or the curds might be better?
I don't know, but I mean, I'm going to eat the curds.
Okay.
They're also extremely picky, and so I'm curious if it's something more solid. I feel like they just might not go for it.
Yeah.
Like,
but if it's like mixed in.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I give them canned food twice a day, so maybe I'll just dump a little bit on that and mix it in.
There you go.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Give it a try.
Yeah.
It could be good for them.
Yeah, because he has been on a lot of things his life. So.
Yeah. Same like Moosh. He's been on antibiotics so many times. And like I have to make his own food. Like I can't.
That's right. You were saying that. Huh?
Yeah, I make him food. Like it's a labor of love.
Yeah, totally.
The Instapot change game, but it's still a lot.
What do you make him?
I do turkey, carrots, celery, sweet potato, and then I put that in the Instapot. And then when that's done, I add in a bunch of spinach, sometimes chard and kale, but mostly every time spinach, and blueberries and quinoa.
Wow. And you blend it up or what?
No, just like I put it in I cut it into like cubes, like all the carrots and the sweet potatoes I chop up into like smaller pieces. And then I just like mix it all together, and then he just has like a little slop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, because I was looking into making food for them as well, and just using the internet and AI, everything was telling me like, oh, it's super risky and all this stuff. So how did you decide on what to give him?
Moosh was super sick, and he had like all these sores all over his body, and he was just like not good. Like little buddy was not good. And I was like, I talked to my friend Alaya, who is a chef. She's a very good chef, and she's, cooked for billionaires, and she's also like just an amazing human. But I was talking to her on the phone, and she was like, why don't you try making him some food? And I was like, okay. And because she's, very much of the school that food is medicine. And she told me, she was like, get some liver, and I made that first recipe that was like sweet potatoes and liver and I think celery and just like some other things. And I just baked it and then mixed it with quinoa and started feeding him that. And he got better. He got better. And so I was like, okay. And so I just kept going. And then there's a website, I can't remember, but you can put in like what you're feeding your dog, and then it'll tell you like what's missing out of the recipe to make it like a fully well-rounded like recipe for a dog. Okay. I don't know if they have the same. I think it's for cats too.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it's like made by a vet that they have this like website that you can go on and put it in.
I'm gonna have to find that.
Yeah, and then I just kind of like wing it.
I feel like dogs are a little hardier than cats.
Yeah, dogs are hardier than cats,
Yeah.
and cat food's like more rich. That's why dogs love to eat cat food, because it's like so rich. It's like high protein, I think.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right?
I want to say cats in the wild, their diet is, I think, all protein.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Yeah. I mean, think about it. They just they just kill and eat shit all day.
So savage.
That's all they do is just
so
kill.
Savage.
Yeah. They're supposed to be like the like most optimal hunter. Or whatever. Like,
yeah. Have you seen a jaguar?
That's what I'm saying. Or tigers, where they jump and like grab dudes off of elephants.
Forget it.
That's crazy.
We are so not the top.
No.
We are so not the top.
No. Yeah, we're so weak and like jiggly compared to them.
Like our babies are just like invalids for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like our species is
Giraffes fall like 10 feet and hit the ground, and then they start walking, and then they got to run from like hyenas and shit.
like the next day.
Yeah.
They're just like on in it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I
we're
know.
weak.
Have you read the book Guns, Steel, and Germs?
No.
Oh, I actually haven't either, but I think my sister has, and I've heard it referenced on different podcasts and stuff of like the reason that we are where we are in civilization and in humanity, or more on our planet, I guess, is because of guns, steel, and germs. Like those 3 things have really like.
Wow.
Okay, I haven't read the book, so
Yeah. You're giving us the cliff notes.
But yeah, I want to read it. It sounds fascinating.
But I'm thinking, aren't guns made of steel? So can it just be steel and
maybe
germs?
it's like humanity. Maybe it's like.
But yeah, no,
What type of guns they had versus we had. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I could see definitely weapons. No doubt. You know,
that changed the game
for sure.
Fire.
Yeah, yeah.
When was the last time you were at like just got to like watch a fire, like a bonfire or like a fireplace?
I mean, we do. We have a fire pit outside that's gas, but no, that I don't count that. I would say when I was in Costa Rica in early February, we made a little bonfire on the beach.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
That's a good question. I think, yeah, same. Like I was laying on the floor, like watching the fireplace the other night, but it was gas. If it was like an actual, just dead air. I don't remember. Probably in Humboldt. The last time I did like a burn pile, I think maybe. Yeah.
Damn, a burn pile. That's throwing it back to my childhood right there.
Right? Yeah,
Whoa.
I know. We both are like country kids.
A little bit. I mean, you're a little bit more. I got it just like little doses.
You got some. I got like the full blown. Yeah.
I mean, yours was like a lifestyle. Mine was just a place for my dad to go and
get away from it all.
Yeah, for the weekend.
Totally.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of something.
I wanted to tell you your ring that you showed me the other day. Okay. The weirdest thing happened. That day I went home and my cousins from Korea were visiting, and my cousin Sean was like, Isa, check out this ring I got. And he hands me a ring, and kid, I'm not joking. It's almost the exact same ring. And I was like, what? This is so weird. And I like took a picture to show you. Like that was so
Was it tiger's eye too?
No, it wasn't tiger's eye, but it was the same shape.
Okay.
And it was like the same type of ring.
Damn.
Like, what are the chances? Where did you even get that?
Bonnaroo.
Oh, so random.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was the last day that Bryce and I actually went. It was 4 days, and we were just like, it goes till like 6 a.m. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm usually waking up before that.
Yeah.
You know, like I've already slept, gone through my whole night, and I'm woken up by the time. Yeah. So we stayed up till 6 on Friday night going into Saturday. And then Saturday we were just like so tired. We just went for like 1 or 2 sets, and then the last day it was raining. Oh. So they canceled some sets and only had a few, and so we just called it. We didn't even go. Yeah. But the Saturday when we went, there weren't very many sets that we necessarily wanted to see. We're kind of just floating around and just kind of going where the wind took us, you know? And I told him, I said, yeah, I want to check out some of these booths. Like they always have the coolest stuff there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they just have really interesting, weird things
that you won't find anywhere else.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I got to look. I got to at least look, you know, I'm working, like shopping to me now is I try not to go in with any necessarily like intentions of buying. It's just looking. And then if something catches my eye, then I will buy it. Because consumerism can definitely get the best of me.
Okay.
You know?
Noted.
It's hard sometimes. Like you just like especially if you have the money to buy it, you want to just buy it. Like you know what I mean? I spent my whole life wanting shit, and so now I can.
The pendulum swings hard.
Yeah. So it's a learning process, but I had this one ring in my hand that I liked. I'd never seen anything like it. And I at this one booth, and I was walking around looking. I was going up to buy it, and then they had all these other displays behind glass. So those are the more expensive rings. And then I this is the first one I spotted. It like my eye just right to it. And I was like, yep, that one.
That's
need it. That's the one.
She spoke to you.
Yeah. Same with this one too. This one, when I was in New York, I went over to, so I was staying in Manhattan, but I went over to Brooklyn for, just to like do some thrift shopping.
Yeah,
Nice. They have really good thrift shopping there.
Oh, that's good to know.
So many.
I love thrifting. I love traveling and thrifting.
Yes.
Like thrifting in Rome or thrifting in Malta. It's so fun.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, New York's great.
Yeah.
And same thing. I was at this thrift shop and I didn't, I went there. I went to New York with no agenda. So I literally had nothing to do for a whole month. So I just kind of like, it was crazy having complete freedom for an entire month. No agenda, no plans, nothing.
You were still creating content though, right?
Yeah. So I just banked up a ton of content beforehand and then just spaced it out and then just repurpose. Yeah. But so I was leaving this thrift store and just walking down the street. Or no, I remember when I first walked up to the thrift store, out of the corner of my eye, I caught a sign that said jewelry. And so I made a mental note. I said, yeah, I got to check that out, when I leave. And I walked past it and first thing I saw was this ring and in the window. And I just
you're like,
I need it.
She's mine.
Give it to me now. First I was like, please fit.
Oh, and it fit.
Yeah. It was
Cinderella.
I know. Well, I actually wanted it for the thumb, but it doesn't quite fit on the thumb.
Not quite.
But yeah, it's just like, oh, I love this ring. It's thick. It's heavy, and it's sterling silver, and it's just like, oh.
It's meant to be.
Yeah. Sometimes like, maybe it's a little bit of an intuition thing, but yeah, you just sometimes those things just catch your eye.
Oh yeah.
It's just you just know from the start. You're like, yep.
That's true.
It's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Okay, so let me ask you, with this podcast, now that you've made it to 10 episodes.
I made it.
You made it. You officially made it. Where do you see it going? Where do you want it to go? What do you want to explore more?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I have so many interests that I think this is a really good avenue for me because I feel like the possibilities are kind of endless. So I've had one interview with kind of the dating coach, Drea.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
One.
I did. That was great.
I have another one kind of in the dating scene. I feel like that's kind of interesting too, just because it kind of taps into psychology and culture and it's so different everywhere you go, and it's just something that I'm experiencing being someone that's single.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something interesting to me. I definitely would like to go more into, conspiracy theories.
Okay. Yes. I listened to the one with you and Jamie where you started talking about like how if the universe was really like some dark force out there and it's so quiet because everyone's like in hiding. I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Wait, if you can remind me in a little bit after this, there was something. Oh yes. Okay. There's something I wanted to bring up, but yeah. So conspiracy theories. I'm always kind of scouting, like on the internet. People send me, oh, this guy looks interesting.
Okay.
I have a guy, hopefully lined up, but he lives in Hawaii. Who he's really into yogurt. So he's the one that got me into yogurt, like watching his content. So he said if he's ever in LA, so like health stuff like that. That's all. Honestly, it's just stuff that's going to interest me. Stuff that are my current interests right now.
That'll be fun because then as it progresses, we'll just like have insight into your mind and where you're like, what's interesting to you and what's going on in your life. It'll be kind of like a ever ongoing progression of what is Kid into right now?
Yeah. And the way I'm seeing it is, I just feel like, it's just going to show the evolution of me, the evolution of my mindset and what I think, what I believe. Yeah. So it'll just, at the very least, it'll just be kind of a history for me to look back on. And I don't know.
I can say like from my podcast, it's been the same. It's like, I look back and I'm so glad that I did it while I was going through school because so much of that knowledge that I had then that now has like, who knows where it is in my brain, I got to share and express and put into words during like when I was learning it. And so it was it's nice to be like, oh yeah, that lives on, or that information hasn't gone to waste. Like I I got it out into a format that then could help other people. And so like, I think it's nice too. You'll see your iterations of like, oh yeah, that's what I was into at that time. Or that's who that's who I was interested in. Like it'll be really fun for you.
Yeah.
I know it.
It's been even just the last episode that I did was a really big learning experience for me because I'm always trying a new editing style. Like I'm always trying to work on how to improve on things. And something that I've dealt with being in front of a camera a lot and having to do a lot of editing is having to get over listening to my voice and not hate myself.
Yeah, that's totally normal.
Yeah. So the last episode I did, I just tried a new editing style and it forced me to actually go through the entire thing, like every second of the video, which was really good for me. Because at first it was really tough listening to myself. And then I was able to kind of separate and take a step out of myself and just see myself objectively rather than subjectively, which was really nice. And I was able to just kind of analyze myself and be easier on myself and kind of analyze like, what do I like? What do I not like? What do I want to change? Like, what are some things I can work on? And so that was really big for me, which was really good. And it's just going to be a learning experience and a growth experience all around.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about something the other day. So your podcast, The Ripple Affect.
The Ripple Affect with an A.
Yes.
So hard to find. I need to work on SEO.
Okay.
Because you have to search up The Ripple Affect with an A and then with Cheech and Nibby.
Oh, that's actually part of the title. Or that's just how you find it.
It's like, it's the byline, but to find it in Google, you have to type in that. So it's my sister's nickname, Cheech, and then my nickname, Nibby. But
wait, how did you get those names?
Kiara got hers in elementary school. Her name is spelled Chiara.
Oh, okay.
So if you were trying to read that, I think another kid was trying to read it and was like, Chi, and like couldn't do it. So he was like, I'm just going to call you Chi-Chi. And then it moved to Cheech and then it just stuck. And then my grandmother gave me the name Nibby because she held me for the first time. And she had macular degeneration, so she was going blind, so she couldn't really see very much, but she got me in the light to where she could see me. And she looked at me and she said, "Aw, my nibs." And then that means like in Gaelic, it means like head of the household.
Okay.
And so like it turned into Nibby, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, the boss is here."
Okay. Hey, that's cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was your mom's mom.
My mom's mom. Yeah.
Okay, because you also learned Spanish, right? And so that was for your dad's mom.
Yes. Yeah. I went down. I went down to Guatemala and studied because my dad didn't speak Spanish to me growing up.
I know, that's tough. Such a missed opportunity.
Yes, a full missed opportunity. But I decided that I would go down. So I went and lived in Guatemala for 3 months and studied Spanish, went to a school called Casa Xelajú in Quetzaltenango. It was an amazing school. If anybody is like looking for a language learning school, it's a really good one.
Can you spell it?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that would help because I'm curious.
Wait, do you have show notes? I'll put it in the show notes for you. And I lived with a host family, and I learned enough Spanish to be able to communicate with my grandmother, which was my goal, was to be able to communicate with my grandmother. Because every year we would go down and visit, and I would have to use my dad to translate. I couldn't understand or speak, and so I'm so grateful I did that because she passed away this year, and so I'm really grateful that I got to like be able to understand her in her own language and communicate. It was really special.
No, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was really special.
So when was when was it that you learned?
I think it was like 5 years ago now. I went down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so cool. Like,
yeah.
It just.
I love Central America.
South America too. For me.
I haven't been
to
South America yet.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much beauty. It's such a different way of life. Totally different than here. But yeah, it's a little dirtier. It's a little grungier, but I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels more alive. Like you just have more freedom.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. More alive. It just feels like everything's more alive.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like the colors and I don't know why. There's just some type of like pulse to the place you feel
connected.
Yeah.
You know, right now it feels like we're here and nature's over there, you know?
Yeah.
And in Central and South America, it's not like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, well, the cities are a little different, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I just got back from Colombia, even in Medellin, like there's green everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Bugs and stuff.
Yeah,
Like, you don't feel,
that's a good point.
it doesn't feel like in downtown LA. When I was in downtown LA, it's like, concrete everywhere.
Concrete jungle, yeah.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, my experience was a little bit different. It was very depressing just because it was during COVID and I couldn't leave my apartment.
In LA?
For the whole month. Yeah.
You're in LA
Or
during
the whole year.
COVID?
I moved in.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. That is not fun.
No, I moved into my apartment like February of 2020. And because I had been living in Diamond Bar. I had lived in Diamond Bar for 2 years.
Where's that?
It's, do you know where Chino Hills is?
Kinda.
Or Pomona?
Yeah.
Kind of that area.
Okay.
So I was commuting, like I was taking the train though. So it'd take like an hour and a half to get to work.
Dang.
And so finally I just got sick of it, like getting, 5 hours of sleep every night.
Yeah.
So I just said, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to pay the extra rent and I'm going to live in LA and I'm going to walk to work. And I walked to work for a week.
Fuck.
And then everything shut down.
Oh, no.
So I was on the corner of 2nd and Figueroa. And
oh, okay.
yeah, so I was on the phone with my boss one time and that's when all the riots were going on.
Yeah.
And so there was...
Oh, yeah, because, yeah.
So Figueroa was going east and west, and then 2nd goes north and south, so they intersect. And I'm sitting there on the phone with my boss, and he's like, "What's that noise?" And I look out. There's 5 or 6 different helicopters all circling my area, and then on 2nd Street, the street that I was facing, I see all these cop cars driving up and parking, and just like a mass of like SWAT.
Your convoy.
With like shields, like riot shields, all that stuff. And then I look on Figueroa and I just see the mob of people walk. And this is all happening. And I'm sitting here working.
That's intense.
Yeah, it was wild. So it was literally like right on my street where I was living. Everything was shut down. You couldn't do anything.
No, they didn't even let people go to the beach. Nothing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was in Humboldt, like hiking, and like there was no rush on toilet paper. There was nothing fucking changed up there. We're like, okay,
yeah.
I guess we should stay away from our elders. That was about it. We're like, we don't want to kill our elders, so I guess we'll stay away from them.
Yeah,
I would like spray my groceries when I brought them home. I had like some thieves and distilled, and I would just spray them and like say a little prayer and be like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, it was wild times.
Those were wild times. Gosh, I'm so grateful that that's not happening right now.
I know. So that was the reason that I moved back to Bakersfield. So once my lease was up in 2021.
Okay.
Long story. My girlfriend of the time, we were living together. We moved to Sacramento, and then that didn't work out, so we moved to Bakersfield.
Okay.
And then that's how I ended up back there.
Gotcha.
And it was by the time I had moved back to Bakersfield, so probably like I think it was. She's so jumpy.
Jumpy, Connor.
Yeah, don't be offended. She's like that, but she's insanely soft.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
sorry, distracted.
Yeah, we got the goldfish brain.
We do.
We probably have so many unfinished tangents.
I know, there's like just threads out there of our conversations. Where we're like,
people are probably like, "What the like? You don't finish anything."
I think we're doing pretty good today. Like
True,
I took my medicine. I think we're good.
Yeah, but so by the time I moved back to Bakersfield, I think it was like April or May 2021.
Okay.
It was like if you don't know anything about Bakersfield, it's very different. It's very like red, you could say.
Yeah.
So it was, people are like fuck masks, like all that. So it was nice. So it was very free. Like I could go to the gym. The gym in my apartment where I was living in LA closed. Could not work out. So I had to build a gym in my apartment. Luckily my dad had a bar and weights that he bought me in high school that I never used that were just sitting there. So I had all that, but I had to buy like bench, foam padding because I was in a 500 square foot apartment.
Oh my God. You survived.
A studio.
That is by yourself?
No, with a girl.
Oh, at least with a girl.
But
the way you said that.
We were not.
Like it was like a I don't know, a wombat or something. No, with a honey badger.
I just mean it wasn't a healthy relationship.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But at least you had somebody. Or was that worse? Would you rather have been alone?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was me now, I'd be totally fine alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then, I don't know.
I was about to break up with my boyfriend at the time. Well, we were about to break up. It wasn't like he didn't know. We were about to break up, and we had decided, like, okay. And then the COVID hit, and we're like, well, fuck. We'd rather like shelter in place with each other than alone. So we like stayed together for a whole nother year.
I'll save some money.
We're like, it was fine. It was totally fine. But then we went our separate ways after that. But yeah.
I mean, at least it was amicable.
Yeah, absolutely. That was
wow.
it was, we were together a long time. We like grew up together. We were together for 10 years.
Damn.
So yeah, when we split ways, it was like the closest thing to a divorce. We had to do asset allocation and all the stuff, like the houses. And yeah, it was stressful, but no, it was really mature. Like we went out to dinner together and like gave each other, advice for going forward because we knew each other so well, like it was really good and like really sweet.
That's cool at least.
Yeah. We still talk every once in a while.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Wait a sec. Oh yeah. In California, isn't it a thing if you're, what is it called? Common law
marriage.
Isn't that like 7 years?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you just both kind of agree that you don't want to go down that route, then I guess it's fine.
Yeah, or just but yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long time.
What was the tangent that got us to this tangent?
Who knows?
Let me think. We were talking about COVID. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah. Wait.
Okay.
This is a few tangents back.
Good.
I was gonna say, so your podcast is really interesting to me because that's one thing I noticed editing the last episode. I say interesting a lot.
Oh.
You learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah. Like, I had to cut my likes. I'm not paying attention today, so I probably have said like way more times than I would have liked to.
Yeah.
There it is again.
Once you notice, it's
so maddening.
I did a challenge on TikTok last year, just a public speaking challenge, and you just talk for a minute. That was something somebody pointed out to me, was saying like and yeah. So
I've thought about doing Toastmasters, but
wait, what is that? I've heard of it.
It's
you just go and public speak, right?
Yeah,
in front
it's
of people?
a public speaking group, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like workshop almost.
Yeah, I think it's like a community, and you join a specific like chapter region, and then you do different speeches over time, and everybody takes a turn. I think that's what it is, but I haven't been to one or done it yet.
Yeah, I've heard of it. So,
me too, and I know people who have done it. So
yeah.
So
what I was going to say about your podcast is really interesting because it's yours is all about change, right? And how do you change? And it got me thinking about kind of the reasoning behind why I started mine, and it came through me changing myself. And it's also, I feel like unplugging is kind of like me changing myself and learning about how these old ways, haven't been serving me. So it was, I just thought that was kind of funny, like that we're still kind of like
parallel.
Yeah.
Same paging again.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. So wait, on this note, let's talk about your podcast.
Okay. I have a question though. What would you say, like some of the patterns that you've had before are like, what are you moving out of and into?
So I know you probably know about a good amount of them. The gym, that was a big one. Music. Yep. So limiting my music. I'll be honest, I did listen to some music this morning because I was thinking about it, and I was like, I was pretty anxious yesterday. This stress, just thinking about just having a lot of stuff on my mind that I didn't have time to do because I was watching Chase, and that can get very stressful. So just trying to, I wasn't really able to get out of my head, and I just kind of thought, you know what, I had a stressful day. I want to be in a good mood. Like I need to loosen up a little bit. So I just kind of had like my own little dance party as I got my room ready. And I just needed to let loose a little bit. So
state of being.
Yeah.
I mean, music is so good for changing state of being.
Exactly. Yeah. It's too good sometimes, and it can
you can negate things like you've talked about. Yeah. Where
right.
You're not paying attention to how you actually feel, which never encourage that. But when you just need a pick me up. Yeah. It's there.
So yeah, you know what I mean? I'm learning where music can have its place in my life in that way.
Nice. that's a change because like you were saying before, like you're normally there's like a kind of a binary thinking where you're all or nothing. So that's like to be able to integrate in and say, okay, I'm not just cutting it out completely. I'm going to find places where it like fits in. That's different.
I'm realizing I'm doing that with everything too. So even the gym. So I think when I first met you, I had actually just canceled my gym membership, which if you knew me in college or whatever, that would sound absolutely insane. Like I built a gym in my apartment, you know what I mean, during COVID. So, so canceling my gym membership would probably sound insane to some people. It sounded insane to me when I was having the thought. And then I've kind of, it's been a pendulum again. And I'm realizing that I just do this in my life with everything. Like it's all in, all out. And that's been a struggle for me, and it hasn't been healthy for my mental state or even my body. And so that's something I've actually realized that I want to. I was kind of having some resentments toward the gym. I feel like I was thinking of it as some type of way that was controlling me, and because I was so obsessive over it, and it was like I wasn't happy. Like I was gonna have a shitty day if I didn't go to the gym, and like that's not a good way to live your life.
I know people like that. I dated a guy like that.
Yeah. It's not healthy. It's not good for you.
No.
And yeah, you may look a certain way, but I'm just like, okay, like I feel like I'm going to look better not going to the gym because I'm working on my physique in different ways. Like I'm just becoming healthier. I feel like, in my opinion, the most attractive like people and stuff, it's because they look healthy. You know, if you don't look healthy, in my opinion, I just don't feel like if you don't look natural and healthy, it's just not as attractive to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I won't be as like big as I could be if I was, you know, working out in that type of way.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm going to be a lot healthier. So that's something I'm adding back in is working out. And it's funny. That's actually where you're sitting is my handstand space. So
I've seen that. Yeah.
I kind of redo my room for podcasts, but that was my raw dogging space, and then now my handstand space.
Okay, you gotta kind of. There needs to be a different word for that. Gets me every time.
But yeah, so I'm kind of just being more mindful of stuff and not letting things like control me.
Yeah. And
So,
when you put things in their place, then they can't control you. You know, if you say like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is your space where I'm going to enjoy you and I'm going to interact with you. Then like, I'm not going to do it this time. And then you're like, oh, okay, I can do both.
Yeah.
Right?
It's definitely been hard because I'm learning that I need to just trust myself. Like I was telling you with, you know, staying up past my normal bedtime.
Yeah.
You know, like that type of thought pattern, that it's just fear. You know, like that fear of losing all that stuff. And it's also just not trusting myself that like this is who I am to my core. Is like, I like to be healthy. I like to be active. I eat well, you know, I like to get up early, and it's just who I am. You know, you can, you know, be off of that path for a day, couple days, whatever, but it's not like that's not going to be your life from now on.
Yeah. Your identity is your identity. And then your actions that you do, you know, if they, most of the time they line up, but it's okay if they don't every once in a while.
Right. Like I'm fully confident in myself that if I were to go eat a candy bar right now, I'll be okay tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know,
You're not going to go down.
I'm not going to become some 500-pound person that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's learning that confidence in yourself.
Self-confidence is really, I like teach on that, right? I coach on that on confidence. And I think a lot of it is self-trust. A lot of it comes down to self-trust of just like trusting that you will figure it out, trusting that you will get back on track, trusting that you will, you know, make the right choice, and trusting that you'll say the right thing. Like just having that self-trust stability, I think really breeds confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you said something the other day on your Instagram story. You were saying that, you know, you build confidence by continuously showing up for yourself. Yeah. I felt like that was very accurate. And then I feel like it also comes from, you know, being put in those situations and overcoming them, you know, I feel like also, even if you do fail in a situation, as long as you learn from it, you know what I mean? Like
that's failure.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast about like neurobiology recently, and they were talking about how like our dopamine, like our dopaminergic like system in our brain has been hijacked by phones, right? But that it used to be when we were outside and we were in the sun all the time and we were working to do hard things. And then right before we accomplished that thing, like we would work for hours trying to get a fire started, right? And then finally, like right before it happened, we would get a big rush of dopamine, but we're still getting that same rush of dopamine, but we're not doing anything physically, which is really like throwing our whole thing off, right? So I think for some reason that reminded me of it. It's like working to do those hard things, you know, like you build confidence by like not just sitting around, but like putting yourself in positions that are maybe a little bit uncomfortable and then actually reinforcing that you can do it. You get that dopamine hit and then it does rewire your system to go like, oh wait, I can do that. I did it before. I feel like that was surfing. Like I'm not a good surfer, but I've surfed quite a bit. And every time I am terrified on the beach, fucking terrified, no matter how big or small the waves are. And as soon as I start paddling out, I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. Like, I remember how to do this. Oh, this is fun. But it never goes away. Like the fear doesn't go away. You have to just like go through the thing. And then once you do it enough times, it kicks in and you remember like, oh yeah, no, I got this, you know, which I think is just, it's hard to do and it's hard to change. Change isn't easy, but like, it's possible.
Yeah. It's how powerful our brains are. They can trick you into thinking that you don't know how to do this thing, or you know what I mean? Even though if you have done it a million times, you still get scared to do it. There's no reason to. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the reptilian part of our brain that's just trying to keep us safe and secure, right? You're like, yeah, my reptilian brain is like, do not paddle into that big ass ocean.
That's dangerous.
You are not that strong of a swimmer, which is true.
Yeah. So what, I'm trying to think of what path we want to go, but
I know we're probably getting to our hour mark. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't ever look.
Okay.
Why?
No, I just didn't know if you have like, on our podcast, we have like a hard cutout.
Oh, is that?
Kiara and I do. Oh. Yeah. We have like a hard cutout. We do
I guess I didn't notice that. Did you? I can't, cause I've
all of our
to the
episodes are like, and if they're like kitchen table talk, they're an hour. If they're tactical, they're 30 minutes.
Okay.
So we always try and like, we'll go beyond, but we know with editing it'll cut back to about an hour. Or we always have this like extra chunk of content on the end if we go over, and then we're like, what do we do with that chunk of content? So we'll like try and make it a bonus or something, or just like lays on the cutting room floor. But yeah, that's the only reason I ask.
Why limit yourself?
I don't know. We just decided that. I don't know why.
Because I'm trying to remember. I listened to the first, I think 6 or maybe 7.
Oh, thank you.
No, I really like it. I just don't listen to podcasts that often.
Yeah, so. Yeah, because you're like raw dogging out there in your car.
Yeah, yeah, life. Yeah, so I do really like it.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to, I mean, meet your sister as well.
Yeah.
But also follow along with your guys' journey, because, you know, I only know the you as of recent. Yeah. I don't know Isa of when did you start?
2024.
Well, because the first episode was actually a recording from several years prior.
Oh yeah,
right?
I think so. Yeah.
It's funny. I'm like more up to date.
I know. I'm
more recent on it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I want to say it was either the first episode or one of the first episodes was a recording you said you did, I think during COVID.
Oh yeah. I think so actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because George Floyd had just been murdered. It was a whole thing. Yeah. It was right around then.
Yeah, so I think it'll be really cool to kind of
go through life with us. Yeah. And the baby was born during that time. My nephew was born. So my sister went from being a maiden to a mother. It was a lot of change for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But what would you say has been some of your biggest learning, like biggest lessons you've learned or biggest takeaways from doing this podcast? If you could maybe talk about the subject matter first. Like explain it a little bit.
The change. Yeah. So the podcast is all about change. So we had this kind of realization or just call out of like, wait, my sister and I are like, how do we change the world? Like we like individually want to actually do something for the better so that we're not just sitting on the sidelines. And we didn't know what that would be. I watched the movie 13th and I called her like bawling, and she thought someone died because I don't do that often. And she was like, who died? I'm like, no, I just watched 13th. And she's like, oh, Nibby, yeah, I know it's hard. And I was like, we have to change the system. Like this is fucked. Like we have to do something. Like, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? What are we going to do? And she was like, I don't know, but I keep hearing, well, it was like a longer conversation where she was like, I don't know. And I was like, no, like figure it out, Cheech. Like we need to do something. This isn't like we can sit around anymore. And she was like, I don't know if this means anything to you, but like, I just keep hearing podcast. And I was like, I keep hearing it too. Like I had been hearing it the whole, like our conversation. And so we were like, okay, I guess we'll start a podcast. The same thing as like I've done in my life of like meditated and had something come through and then just do it, So I'm like, okay. So we started our podcast and we were like, okay, how do we change the world? Right? Like, how do we actually do that? And then we realized like, oh, it's so simple. You change yourself, right? Like be the change you want to see in the world, like embody what you want the world to be. And we're like, okay, yeah, simple. But then like, no, not simple. Like change is so complex and it's so challenging and it has so much nuance and there's so many areas. And then we realized for ourselves individually, we've spent a lot of time and energy and money in changing ourselves through like courses and workshops and retreats and therapies and just all kinds of stuff that we had access to that maybe not everybody did. So we're like, okay, like let's just make this podcast about change and we'll invite people on that, we can have learned from or want to learn from and that can help other people and just know that they're not in it alone. Because like isolation makes change just as heavy as an elephant, like isolation is not the recipe for change. Like integration, community, those are the things that actually support change. So we just dove in and now we're on our 3rd season and still going. And it's the thing that I think I've learned the most out of it is, a couple things, but one being like to actually allow my creative project to help me heal and like grow and learn, So like the way I go about doing that project tells me a lot about like how I'm doing in life, like, so if I'm like stressed out about it, I'm like, I immediately know like, oh, that's not it. Like, that's not the frequency of the podcast. Like stress or anger, not anger, but like stress or like, constraint. I'm like, oh, if that's it, like we don't need to be doing it right now. Let's set it down and come back later. Like we've really done a good job at like creating a space that's for the podcast that feels like it's its own entity and like we interact with it. So like having a creative project that is that aligned for me to be this version of myself that I'm growing into and like it supports me to do that is really cool and unlike anything I've ever done in the past.
Yeah. So you're saying it's like you're not trying to force it. Is what you mean?
I'm not trying to force it, and it's also like it's taught me so much about myself. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm not good at being consistent. Like, okay, like I have to face that. Like, I want an episode to go out every Tuesday, but yet I'm just not doing it. Like, what is happening here? And I have to like have that reflection and that mirror on me to be like, okay, why is this? And like part of change, and it all ties back in like, okay, I don't want to do it this way. I want to do it this way. Like, now I know where I'm at. Like, how do I get where I want to be? And like making those in stride with the podcast, it's like every step of the way has been like, it's kind of meta. Like, it's not just like, oh, these episodes about change. It's like the podcast itself is helping me change and grow. So that's kind of like a different dynamic that I've never had with a project.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah, it's
and
weird.
I mean, I feel that too. Yeah. It forces you to face a lot of things and put yourself out there, which can be scary.
It can be.
Yeah. So what would you say is like the biggest thing that keeps people from changing?
Themselves.
What do you mean by that?
Like
in what way?
I think we're our biggest hurdle, like our mindsets, our environment, the people we put ourselves around, like that's all, we all get to choose that. And I think some people just don't acknowledge that that's a choice. And so they think like, oh, this is just what it is, when like you really can change anything if you decide. Like, it's a decision thing. And it's not easy. And like, I have to acknowledge just socioeconomical, race, like there's different things that like minorities face that do actually hold them back, you know, that is like, you're not all starting on the same starting line of the race. But I think a lot is mindset. So much is mindset of like what you think you can do or you think you can't do. Like either way, you're right, you know?
Right.
Yeah. But I've never really thought about the biggest thing that keeps us back. I guess for me personally, I would say fear. Fear for sure keeps me from doing a lot, you know, and I'm working on not letting fear be the lens that I live my life through, or like even like not making choices out of fear. Cause I have done that a lot, like been in like survival mode about like work or this or that and just not made inspired choices, you know? So I'm trying to get back to making inspired choices.
Yeah. And it's funny because I've thought about this a lot over the years is, you know, what keeps people from changing, like why, and that's kind of the conclusion that I've come to as well is fear. And yeah, cause I was thinking about breakups that I've gone through. So I was in a relationship for, you know, over 5 years, and I was thinking about what kept me in that. And I wasn't happy. I definitely was not as happy as I could have been. And I knew it at the moment. I feel like I just didn't maybe fully accept it, but yeah. And it was fear. It was the fear of being alone, I mean, mostly that, I guess, but you know, that I feel like that's either the biggest or one of the biggest driving factors of people not wanting to change is just fear of the unknown. And to me, it makes sense because like you're saying, our reptilian brain trying to keep us safe, like, unknown is unknown. It doesn't, you don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen, you know, in your mind.
Yeah.
So it's scary.
Yeah. We go back to what's familiar.
Right.
Which is why it's so hard for people who have grown up with like abuse or any adverse childhood experience is tough as an adult because you go back to what's familiar, you know, like.
Right. Your brain wants that.
You can make that choice though. You can change that. You can make you can turn your conscious observer on and go, whoa, I don't want to operate like that anymore. I'm going to do it different and find tools and support and ways to do it different. Like you absolutely can do that. It's not easy, but you can do it, you know?
Right.
How do you think you got through the fear of like, even for that example of the breakup, like what happened in you to get you to the point of being like, wait, let me take back that like, of saying, I'm done. I'm going to take this jump even though I'm still scared, or did it change? What changed? How did you get there?
So for that breakup, I would say, yeah, it was just, I don't know. It just got to a point where I was so unhappy that anything was better. You know, I feel like I saw my future, and if I was already feeling like this at, 27, if I was feeling this way at 27 and I stay in this, like, it's not going to be getting better, you know, like,
yeah,
you know, it's not going to get better from here. So if it's already at this spot, like damn it, I just said it. It just,
I know, it's so hard once you realize it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just a lot of reflection and thinking and just, yeah,
looking to the future and being like, well, the unknown has to be better than this.
Right.
The unknown is more appealing than what I'm in right now.
Yeah. And then I got into another relationship shortly after that.
How much time?
So I want to say 7 or 8 months.
Okay.
You know, after being together for 5.5 years, you know, not that short of, or not that long of a period of time. And I would say that breakup was harder because I just, in the moment, I thought she was so right. You know, you get blinded by things and you just get caught up in the moment, and hindsight's always 20/20. And also everything's a learning experience. You know, every person you meet or interact with or date, whatever, you can kind of learn what you do like, what you don't like. You have takeaways. And that was something that, breaking up with her, I I learned something about myself that once I'm not in something and I'm not feeling it, like for me to be in a relationship, a job, a career, anything, like it's got to be me that wants it. If I don't want it, it's not going to happen. Like that's just, I mean, that's probably for everyone, you know?
Yeah.
So I learned from the previous relationship just how I felt being in a relationship that wasn't right. I just knew there's a feeling I get in my stomach when I'm not aligned, and I was feeling it. So that one was the toughest breakup, because it was just coming to terms with that and learning how to let go of certain people. Like certain people just don't have to be in your life, you know, they don't deserve to be in your life, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And you know, there's 8 billion people on this planet. Not everyone's going to be right for you. You know, you're not going to get along with probably a vast majority of them.
Probably not even going to meet a vast majority of them, but yeah.
Yeah. Or just, you wouldn't be compatible, whether that's romantically or just even just having any type of relationship. Like it's okay. There are so many different people out there.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned that that was my biggest takeaway from the longer relationship, was like, there's just so many people out there. And it's not worth my life. Like you get one life, and it's not worth sacrificing any of that for someone else just because you don't want to, you know, deliver some bad news.
Yeah, rock the boat. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just taught me how valuable peace is for me, and happiness. And yeah.
Was there fear involved in that breakup too?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Because I mean, at the time I thought, oh, she's the one, you know. So I just was kind of thinking, you know, this is my one shot, you know, and I'm having to give it up. But I mean, obviously since then I'm like, nah, I could do way better.
I know, but in the middle of it, it's always like, I'm never going to find anything like this again. You know, it's like that feeling is so real, where you're like, you're just like breaking your own heart walking away. Yeah. I've done that.
So, I mean, there's that aspect of it. And then there's also the aspect of some manipulation too. You know, if she doesn't want the breakup to happen, she's going to try to do what she can to convince you not to. You know, that's not healthy either, because why would you want to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't want to be in a relationship with you?
Yeah, I think if someone were to be like, hey, I don't want to be with you, I'd be like, okay, cool. Thank you for telling me. Like, moving on. You know, I would like to think that that's what I would do, but you never know. Sometimes you know, there is a dynamic too of like fighting for, you know, the person, if you know, but yeah. No, I wouldn't want to be with somebody if they were really truly like aligned with themselves and like, this isn't right for me. Like, no, I would not want to be with them.
Yeah. And so just kind of learning about like manipulation, like after, you know, that going through the whole experience with my dad, very manipulative and controlling. So after going through that with him, you know, I was able to kind of see that more with this relationship, and just just made me realize like, okay, you know, it wasn't right.
Yeah. But
yeah.
maybe it was familiar.
True.
But you turn your conscious observer on, saw the red flags, got out.
Right.
Good job.
Yeah. So everything's a learning experience, you know,
For sure.
and that's what I think, you know. I definitely beat myself up a lot thinking, you know, I was in that relationship for 5 years, like
wasted your time.
My 20s,
yeah.
22 to 27, just thinking like, you know, I was kicking myself a lot. You know, I would get down a lot, and I just realized, you know what, I learned from it, because then I got into another relationship and I got out in less than a year. And you know what? I learned from that one too. So
yeah,
it's okay. You know,
it's part of your story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, you can't go back. So you might as well make peace with it.
Yeah. So it's all a learning experience, and everything's good. Life is great.
Yeah.
Life is so much. Life is better than I could have imagined.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Sometimes I pray like that. I'm like, I'll pray for something and I'll be like, or better than that, like, or better than I can imagine. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, it's always a good thing to like leave open-ended, because it, like the human body, I love this stat, like it has a threshold of how much pain it can tolerate before it dies, but there is no threshold on pleasure. So we can experience more and more and more pleasure. There's no cap.
No cap.
No cap.
Damn.
So it can keep getting better and better and better and better.
Interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You said something. So when you said you pray, what do you mean by that?
Praying?
Yeah. Like to...
I pray.
Is it more of a meditation, or like do you?
No, I pray. Like I burn cedar and I pray. I pray to like a higher power. Yeah, I don't really have, I did a 12-step program where I like defined what a higher power was for myself, because I grew up like spiritually, like, so I always heard like the word creator, and that was, part of the ceremonies that we were in and whatnot. But then I did, my own like meditation around it. And what I came to feel as my higher power was like this, like large grandmother energy. And that was like all encompassing, like when I say large, I mean like universally large, just like grandmother energy. And so when I pray, I just kind of like pray to that energy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Prayer is something I haven't really done in a long time. But how do you feel that helps you?
I think my spiritual practice helps me to get out of my head and like release things over, because I get fearful when I'm not in control of things, and when I feel like I'm out of control, like there's too many things and I don't have enough time, and that it like spirals me out really good. So if I take time to slow down and pray and like connect to what it is I want for myself, or needing help with, or wanting to like accomplish that day, or even just small things, like just slowing down, like just please help me slow down today and like be more present, be more aware, like just saying those things out loud, and then like having this sense, and I guess it's just faith that like there's some reverberation out to whatever that's going to kind of push that back to me. And hearing myself say the things, like that my mind can remember, like, oh, that was my intention for the day, or that's what I'm working on, that way kind of helps me. Or sometimes I'll like write things out, and I have this box that I made. I should show you my box. You would be very proud of my box, because I made it in high school.
That sounds dirty too.
That does sound dirty. You would be proud of my box. You can use that as like tagline. I made it in high school. It's out of wood. It's like this wooden box that you open. It has a little hinge and everything, and like a little decorative thing on the top. And I call it my God box, which I use that word. I don't really like, I'm not Christian. I don't really believe in like the Christ and God, but I do like believe in something, right? So I write down things that like maybe are like just hard on my heart. Like the last breakup I went through, it was just like so hard. I could not get this man like out of my mind and heart, and like it just was like so present. And I wrote out like, please help me move through this, like please help me like detach with love, and just like please help me stop like thinking about him, stop like hurting like this pain, like please. And I just wrote it all down, and then I like folded it up and I like put it in my box. And then I was like, okay, it's taken care of. Like it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And then every once in a while I go back through my box and I open the things up, and I'm like, oh, it happened. Like I no longer feel that pain. I no longer feel like that, and so it's kind of a nice practice. And then I burn it.
I was going to suggest ripping it up.
Yeah, I burn them.
Okay.
We do a bonfire in the backyard, and I burn them. My family all knows I'm like witchy and weird. They're like, okay, Isa's doing her thing again.
What are the kind of things, you say you're witchy and weird, what are the kind of things are...
Oh, I don't know.
Along that path?
Like you said, like sometimes I'll like know things are going to happen before they happen, like... My sister will be like, stop doing that. It's freaking me out. Or like, I do like, we do like ceremony, like we'll do like for solstice. So I usually like make a mandala and like kind of like set some intentions, that kind of thing. Or New Year's, that we did a fun one where you, like 12 days, I think it's like 12 days before New Year's, you write all these things like that you want for the next year. Like things that you want for yourself in the next year, and you write them on a little slip of paper, and you put them in a jar. And then every day leading up to the new year, you take one out without looking and you burn it. And then the last one there is like you have to accomplish that with your year. Okay. And then like it becomes your guiding force for the year. So little things like that. But one of my nieces, they did that, and she she got lock-in at school. Like, we're like, Sophie, why did you put that? She's like, God damn it.
No.
She's going to Berkeley, you know? And like, so now we're like, well, you put it on the thing. Now you have to lock in at school.
It's
She's like,
literally set in stone now.
she's like, that was the word. We're like, why did you write that? Like, why? Yeah, so I can't remember what I got. I gotta look back.
Good.
I know. I
That's
gotta
not
look
good.
back. I had it up for a while. I don't know where it went. Solomon, the baby, just yeah.
That's fair.
I'll blame it on him.
Yeah,
It probably wasn't him, but I'll blame it on him.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
How about you? Do you have anything that like you do that you feel like other people don't do, or like ritual? Do you have any ritual in your life or things that you?
At this moment, no. I feel like I'm kind of the opposite of structured at this moment.
Okay.
But I'm kind of doing that intentionally because I'm allowing myself to not be so rigid with things because I don't want that all in or all out mentality anymore. Yeah. So like, I think I told you I started drawing.
Oh yeah.
Just like freehand drawing, learning how to do that. I'm gonna start learning the piano soon, like keyboard. I really want to do that.
That's exciting.
And just make music in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What about woodwork?
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah. You're always like passionate. Whenever I talk to you about that, I see like a lot of passion.
Yeah.
Like it lights you up.
I love it so much. Yeah. I built that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, all the cat steps are all woodworking stuff that I built.
Nice.
Like it's 100% what I built. I cut up a carpet.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some more projects. I'm getting more. I took your recommendation and also someone else, Drea, she recommended that I get more plants in here.
Oh yeah.
And you were talking about plants giving you a better connection to the earth and nature, right?
Yeah, I did a psych study in school about it, and it came back statistically significant. And it pretty much showed that people who had more plants in their living space felt more connected to nature.
Yeah. So I'm doing it. I've got my money tree. I've got some palm prayer plants. I'm going to get 2 more spider plants. Nice. And then, I've got some plans for what I want to do with them. I want to build some stuff to like, just have them around.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. So I went through a phase with woodworking because my dad, he always had these grand ideas and plans and never did anything. So it haunted me a lot if I ever started something and didn't finish it. And it would just like really eat at me. And it was kind of eating at me with woodworking because I didn't get to it for, I don't know, 6 months or my stuff was just sitting there and it was really haunting me. And I was about to sell my saws and sell all my tools because I was just thinking like they're just taking up space. And I went to go tell my sister and she asked me not to. I was like, oh, I figured they were going to be in your way. She goes, no. I like that you do it because you can fix stuff around the house. Like you can do stuff. I was like, okay. So I've just been kind of embracing that. But I've been, like I got to woodwork on Saturday and Sunday last weekend, but I didn't get to it all this week. And, a couple months ago that would have bothered me. And now I'm just like, you know what? Again, it's having that trust in myself that like, I truly do enjoy woodworking. Like it was something that I thought about a lot as an engineer. It was kind of a pipe dream for me. Like I would love to woodwork someday and just create stuff. And so my journey has been just being nicer on, softer on myself and
less self-critical.
Yeah. And so if I don't get to woodworking for even a month, it's okay.
Yeah.
I know I'll get to it eventually. And so, that's why I don't really have a lot of structure in the things that I do. Even working out, like yesterday was supposed to be my workout day and I didn't. It's like, okay. I went on a hike the day before and, I'm okay with it. Like, I know, like I said, I'm not going to be this 500-pound person because I didn't work out yesterday. You know?
I think what you're speaking to is like equanimity. Where you're in meditation, they talk about it, where you're just like at like equanimity, like you're at peace and in acceptance of just everything that is without trying to change anything. You just kind of accept it. and it's not good or bad. It just is, you know, and
Yeah.
taking that stance on your own like life is, I think, really powerful, because you can be like, no, I didn't work out today. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
I can work out tomorrow if I want to or
Right.
not. Like,
Yeah.
it's all okay, you know, not having to put so much stress. I think that's part of culturally. We put a lot of emphasis on like production and achievement and like being busy, you know. It's not, we don't live in a slow culture by any means.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And I think for me, it's having a mindset of gratitude rather than being self-critical. So, you know, my self-critical voice was saying, oh, you didn't get to woodwork.
Uncle Crid, that's what I call him.
Uncle Crid?
Uncle Crid. Like when it's like self-critical thoughts, I'm like, shut up, Uncle Crid.
Yeah.
No one wants you to be here.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm quieting my Uncle Crid.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And it's
And then
just,
what does your other voice say? Like, how do you come in and like be your own like loving parent? How do you like talk to yourself?
so now it's kind of more like, oh, I got to woodwork today, you know? I'll get to woodwork when I get to. And it's like, I'm grateful that I get to, that I can, when I can. And instead of being self-critical of, oh, you didn't woodwork as much as you should have, whatever that means, you know?
What they say, don't go shitting on yourself.
I'd be shitting a lot on myself, I'll tell you what.
No, this is a problem.
Yeah.
We need to change this.
More raw dogging, less shooting on.
What did you say right before we started recording? You're like, does it smell like shit? It's like quite a question.
When you live with cats, you gotta always question.
Yeah.
I'm blind. I'm nose blind.
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
know.
look how cute.
I know, he's adorable.
I wish we could turn the camera. Oh my gosh.
There's another one down there.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that one, the way he's hiding his eyes.
Yeah.
He's literally laying like this.
Yeah, he's just covering
Up his eyes
so
for the light.
bright.
So cute.
So something I was curious about, you said you grew up in the
Native American church.
Yes. What exactly does that mean? That is really interesting to me.
It is, it's just a ceremony that the Native American tribes had been doing for much longer than this country has been here. And when our country was founded, it kind of went underground, or it only was able to survive because they used the Constitution to say that they were a religion and that they had a sacrament of their cactus that they ate, and that they kind of like, I think they even like put in that there was some type of Christian connection so that it could keep going. But it's very much just an indigenous practice of ritual. And my parents found it through my uncle Carlos, who isn't my real uncle, but is adopted. And my dad was having a really hard time spiritually. He was, you know, like we were talking about, there was so much life in Central America, and coming to this country, it's kind of like sterile. And he was having a hard time like finding spiritual connection. And my uncle was like, come to the ceremony with me. And then, you know, if you still feeling that way, like maybe go home for a little bit. And my dad went to that ceremony, and then he just was like, oh, it's here too. Like that same essence is here. And then my mom, you know, he brought my mom, and then they just became a part of that community. And they, you know, we were raised with a teepee site on our property. And so we would sponsor, host ceremonies. And so we, like growing up, there'd just be every so often there'd be meetings that they call meetings at our house. And we have a podcast episode about it where my sister does a really good job kind of explaining more of the details of it, because a lot of people are curious about it. I think the title is like,
Do you remember roughly what season or episode?
I think it's season 2.
Okay.
I think it's season 2, and I think it might be a 2-part series of like sacred something.
Okay.
I'm so bad at this.
It's okay. We'll find it.
It's there. Yeah. And so, like I said, I think it shaped my, my perception of what's beyond this world. And it shaped, how I treat nature. And it taught me about ritual and doing that for myself and in my own way. And, yeah, it had a big impact on me. I don't go. I mean, it's still, active. There, we have friends and family that are community members. I haven't been to a ceremony in a long time, but yeah, I feel like it's always there for me if I need it.
Yeah, that's cool, because I just would have assumed you would have had to been born, been Native American or something like that in order to be able to go to that. I didn't know.
Yeah. The way I grew up is like the door's always open. The door's always open for anybody who needs it. And like, if you feel like you need that, then it's there for you. But yeah, technically you have to be like a registered member of a tribe to be able to partake in the sacrament. And that is an issue as well, because I do believe there's a lot of healing in that medicine, but it should be reserved for natives. That is their sacrament, and there are other ways I think would be really fascinating to do psych studies on and do therapy with, like the lab created version of that is mescaline. So doing like mescaline, I've always thought it'd be really fascinating to look at the psychopharmacology of like mescaline on the brain and what its potential for healing, because that's essentially what they're doing in the ceremonies. But it's just like, I always want to make a really big, important, like line in the sand that like that is their sacrament, because it is a finite resource and it should be reserved for that population.
Totally. Not recreational.
Not recreational. Yeah.
Right,
like get like man-made, you can get man-made mescaline, try it out. It's fine. But like not that I'm encouraging anybody to do drugs, Jesus. But
if you're
already going to, just, like do it responsibly, you know? Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I get that. I can totally respect the sacredness of that, Yeah. Because it's their thing. Like they're the ones that have the traditions, the culture around it, and just the history with it.
And I feel really grateful that I got to like be born into that. Like I was going into ceremonies in my mom's belly, and when I was little, and I just had all those prayers, and I met and was like close with so many, Native American medicine men and really powerful, spiritually powerful people that are so wonderful. And it helped me have a lot of discernment in my life now, because a lot of people are like, self-proclaimed priestesses and shamans, and there's a lot, the medicines of Central and South America, like ayahuasca and whatnot, are becoming more and more prevalent in our country, and more people are using them and then becoming, practitioners and sharing that with other people. And I'm very discerning for myself, because I know how strong and powerful those ways and medicines can be. And I was raised to respect them and take them very seriously, and to honor the traditional ways in which to interact with them. And so I'm grateful that I got that education from a young age, that I can feel that intrinsic feeling, that like you said, when you needed to get out of the relationship, like when I'm around things that like say that they're spiritual, but they're not, like there's some weird shit and there's like a bunch of money involved, I'm just like, well, okay, that's not for me, like I just get to have that discernment. And one of the things about our podcast that we make very clear is that we want to like do all these things and change the world and have a positive affect without becoming a cult, because like that is like, so many cult leaders say all those things, and with like things like that, I think it's really important to have discernment. And I watch these things about cults and I'm like, how did they not see this? Like, how did they fall for this guy, And we want to interview like more cult experts on the podcast, because cults are so fascinating to both of us. And like discernment is so important in this world, because people are not all what they say they are. It's like, I was really naive and innocent growing up, because I grew up in a community where like, it was so small that everybody knew everybody and everybody knew your shit. So you couldn't really lie about it. It was like, oh, that's just who they are and how they are. And everybody knew what was up, and I thought that everybody was like that in the world. Like I thought if you said, you know, like if you said something to me, you meant it. Like I didn't really realize that people were shady.
Fake. Wearing masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just like don't really, I try not to do that. I mean, I'm sure I have in my life at different times, you know, but it's a weird world we live in. It's hard to be human. Totally. I say that to like so many of the people at Vitality Village where, you know, I'm like, I know it's hard being human. Like this is no joke. It is no joke.
Yeah. I mean, there's no instruction manual and, you know, your childhood is so impactful on you.
Imprint.
And you have no control over it. You have no control of your situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although some people say that you chose your parents. To learn your life lessons on this Earth prison planet.
Honestly, though, I kind of get that.
I could see how people would say that.
Okay, wait, wow, crazy full circle.
Okay.
I just remembered the thing that I asked you to tell me. Would remember. Okay, so I heard this theory. I'm probably going to butcher it. I tried looking it up the other day, and I couldn't quite figure it out, but okay. It was saying something that, honestly, I might have even just read it, like, on Reddit. It might have just been a comment. You know? Okay. But they were saying that the theory was that there's just kind of...
Your camera's off.
Oh, shit. Good call.
Oh, you scared the kitty.
Hopefully we didn't lose too much.
I died. That's the first time I looked back over there, and maybe like... I looked over there not too long ago, and it was still on. We've been talking for too long. It died on us. It's like these guys need to...
It's not even that hot.
The other day, my phone got so hot. Do you think I was getting radiated? I think I might need a new phone.
Which one do you have?
It's like a 15, I think. I dropped it. Like, I broke it. Oof. I know. But it still works.
Yeah.
Sketchy. I didn't have a case.
Yeah.
I was living on the edge.
That's kind of nice, though.
I get nice.
It. The no case light. Some might even say raw dogging it.
I know.
Okay, so
risky.
Risky or risque?
Both. Kitty.
What's up, Alfredo?
Okay, what is the...
So the theory is that I want to say it was like there's like only, you know, a certain amount of souls and let me think what was it? And basically it's like we're all kind of, our souls are here on unfinished business, and the people that like our soul is trying to complete its like whatever mission, and the people who are like, there's people that their soul is in their final form and it's getting it right. Okay. And your soul keeps returning to a new body or like you keep replaying your life until you get it right.
Till you get off the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a Eastern philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Hinduism has that, where they say you continue to reincarnate until you get off the circle, the cycle of like learning your lessons.
Yeah.
And they believe in reincarnation, which reincarnation is one of like the only like they have like scientific, like they've proven that it's like a thing. Like really? It's the most backed, because they have multiple case studies of experiences of people who have remembered their previous life and then gone there and like known the people. It's wild. There's like I think there's a documentary about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Where it's like, they don't understand how that can be, but it is.
Yeah. Cause I know there's stories of little kids saying things that they like.
Right. We've talked about this, right?
Like that they would have never, there's no way that kid could have known that, or like the kid said that they knew this person or whatever, or lived a previous life.
There's like a case in India, I think, where he knew like the parents' names, he knew the street he lived on, he knew like all these things, like that he was born like towns away. He could have never known those things.
Yeah.
And they brought him there and it was all lined up.
Wow.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's
My niece used to always talk about her other mom. My other mom would let me. We're like, what the fuck?
Like, other mom? What do
Other
you mean?
mom? Like, there's no other mom.
That's not possible.
Yeah. And she'd be like, my other mom with the purple hair. We're like, and she talked about it for like a while. We're like, okay. Like, we just went with it.
Well, it's weird because with kids, I feel like the stereotype, it's so easy to just kind of like, oh, they're kids. They have an imagination. They say crazy things, but.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. I can get that. But also after living with Chase, kind of like my sister was saying, where he was talking about the ice cream Legos and where, it sounds crazy, but they're like, that's an actual reference in his life. You know what I mean? He was talking about something that she didn't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. I think kids are way more connected.
Yes.
I mean, if you've been around death or birth, it's so clear, like something's happening. There's something really going on there.
Yeah.
And I think that kids are just closer to that thing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
It just makes me want to, I feel like when I was growing up, parents don't take you seriously. They don't listen to anything you say. And it's made me take Chase way more seriously and like believe what he says. Cause he's not crazy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, kind of crazy, but he's a little kid, but you know what I mean? Like, he's not just like, maybe I don't know, but I tend to believe what he says rather than not believe.
Yeah. There's like, I think like treating children like people is really important.
Yeah. Right. Crazy.
I mean, like
crazy
they kind of
idea.
are. I mean, yeah, it's like not a novel idea, but
yeah.
what did you say? You said something earlier that made me think of something. I forget now.
Yeah, we were talking about reincarnation.
Oh yeah, I had never heard that there were a finite amount of souls.
It was maybe it
That's
wasn't that, but it was
interesting.
something like that. Like, yeah, they just keep coming back and replaying until you get it right.
Yeah.
So for me, that kind of makes me think like, I'm conscious. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to do what I do. Like, okay, so this is my life. I'm going to get it right in this life.
Yeah.
So like,
my mom always talks about that.
do what you want.
Like,
because
I want to get it right. I don't want to come back to this planet. I'm like, Mom.
But then it also makes me think there's a whole lot of NPCs out there.
What is that?
Non-player characters. It's like a video game
Non-player
term.
characters.
If you've ever played any video games and there's like a player, someone who's controlling the controller,
and then there's like characters that are just part of the game.
I always called them computers, but they're just like, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of how I feel. I heard somebody recently talk about going into a 9-to-5 job is like, you're basically just turning yourself into an NPC. Like you're just like,
ouch.
Yeah, and that's how I felt,
Yeah.
and it kind of makes sense. Like just doing other people's, like you're letting someone else take control of it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
I know.
I'm going to send you a
been
guy, but on YouTube that I think you'll find really interesting.
Okay, cool. Have you ever been to Burning Man?
No.
So like a lot of Burning Man community, they say that like that this is just like, what do they call it? It's oh my gosh, I can't remember the term. It's like essentially like the Matrix. Like it's like that, like they think like Burning Man is the actual world. And then this is just like the alternate, like reality where you just like have to just plug into the Matrix and like do life stuff. But like that's like the actual version of you is like your Burning Man version. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Kind of makes sense because if you can truly just let go and be yourself there, do whatever, like, that is your true self. Yeah. One last thing I just remembered, I thought of something really interesting. I heard this, I think it was Alan Watts' quote, and he basically was just saying how to everyone else, you're a different person to everyone because everyone experiences a different version or part of you, or this has their own experience of you. And I just thought that was really interesting to think about because, I have my vision or version of myself who I think, but you might have some tiny little interaction with someone and they might think you're the biggest jerk ever. And then someone else might think you're the nicest person ever because you randomly gave them something. And it's just like so interesting how there could be this like such an array of versions of you.
Yeah. And it's like we are just like players for the other people's storyline, know, like we're just like, we're living our whole own thing, but like in some way, those times where we interact with each other, we're just like, you're perceiving this snippet of me and whatever version you take away. And that what has effect on you. And then you go about your life and I go about mine, but there's like I don't know. It's like I'm just like a player in your game of what you're constructing in your world of what is you want to adopt or push away from or whatever it is, you know, it's kind of, we're kind of all doing it to each other, which is really interesting. And I think that's a big reason why I think environment and people are so important in our lives. Like, what's that quote? It's like such a dad quote, but I've been thinking about it lately. Like, no, I think that's really true. Like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I'm like, oh shit, that's like pretty deep, you know? Because you look like, oh, okay, like who do I want to surround myself with? Who do I want to be when I grow up?
And I think that's so cool about, I know it's kind of your mission and it's my mission as well with the podcast, is just to try to find that community, create that community of like-minded people that, you know, hopefully you'll bring each other up.
Yeah.
And that's what's so cool about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's also, that's the one, not the one, but that is one really good thing about the internet. You know, it can be an amazing tool if you harness it correctly.
Yeah.
Or otherwise you could, you know, destroy your life or waste your life or
scroll,
whatever.
Doom scroll.
Yeah.
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 No, I'm so grateful. Thank you for just sticking to this and inviting me and being like on that side of being a creator and being a person that wants to like learn more and grow and share with people and put it out there. Like that's brave. It really is. Like if I think of the definition of brave, like doing what you're doing is brave and it's inspiring. For sure. It's inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, oh my God. I just remembered this one thing that happened today.
What?
Okay. This is how I know, like talking about you being connected and having like crazy moments and stuff.
Okay.
I just was kind of like, I was cleaning my room today and
as one does.
As I should more often than I do. But I was like, sometimes I kind of feel like a fucking pack rat. And so I just throw stuff. I just hang on to stuff for too long, you know? And I'm like, oh, but I could use that. Or like
no, that's a syndrome, I think.
This one was supplements. I had a
Okay.
bunch of supplements in my closet and it's like, I forget about them. I forget to take them. And I'm like, okay, if I haven't thought about this supplement in 3 months or more, like it's going in the trash.
Okay.
And I'm going through throwing away stuff and I came across this little stack of stuff like papers and there was like some stickers in there. So I was going through them and there was an envelope in there and it was unopened and it was from my mom. Cause sometimes some of my mail goes to my mom's house.
Oh, okay.
Like my company is formed at her address just cause I move around a lot.
Yeah. It's stable. My parents too. I use my parents' address too.
Yeah. So she occasionally brings me mail and I don't know, I get a lot of stuff coming in, information,
Fan
all
mail.
that. No.
Naked pictures.
It's all dudes, unfortunately.
You said the other day I'm catnip for gay men.
Gay catnip.
Like, oh my God, that's
buddy
so
called
good.
me.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's a problem. But yeah, so I find this piece of mail that was from my mom. That she'd mailed to me, and I was like, "What the heck?" I open it, and there's another letter inside, and it was from the U.S. Treasury Department, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I opened it; it was $1,500 that I didn't even know that.
Yes, I love it.
And it was because I was cleaning my room up for this podcast, so I was like, you know what? Isa's, she's good luck.
So we
That's
got
what
some
I'm
vibes.
saying. Yeah,
That's awesome. That makes me happy.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy,
That's
but
cool.
just it was just a
great.
wild moment that I had.
That's
I
a
was
great
like, damn.
moment.
I was like, thank you, Isa.
Like, things are working out. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Have me back over. Maybe I'll find another check somewhere. One time I was cleaning this guy's house with him because his house was like disgusting. And I was like, okay, we need to clean your house. So I was cleaning his house and I was like, I inspired this whole thing. So we start cleaning and he had like an older, speaking of supplements, like protein powder, like jug that had fallen behind like a desk, and we were moving the desk out and like cleaning out, and he like shook it and he was like, oh, I think there's something in here, and he opened it and it was $40,000.
Damn.
That he had just stuffed in there and forgot about.
So there was no protein powder in there.
No protein powder.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay, like that's fun. See what happens when we clean the house? This is great.
That's insane.
It was funny.
Okay, what's the oddest job you've ever had?
I was selling nuts at a luau.
Selling nuts at a luau.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's pretty odd, right?
Yeah, that's very niche.
Niche. That's niche. It was really fun though. They were these like candied nuts. what was it called? It was called Kauai Nut Roasters. They were so delicious. And I would sell like packages of them at this luau like twice a week, I think.
Wow. Okay.
It was really fun.
Okay.
Just interact with all the tourists and then make commission on the nuts I sold.
Hell yeah.
I think that's the weirdest job I've ever had. I've had a lot of jobs though. Random jobs. How about you?
I completely opposite route, you know. I was
No random jobs?
not really.
Mm. Did you ever work at a grocery store?
No.
I applied when I was in my like work thing where I was like applying to all jobs. This is like when my self-worth was like at an all-time low, right? I applied. I was like, fuck it. I'm so humbled. Like, I will apply at Air One to be just a cashier. Like, I just need income, right? So I applied to Air One. I have a college degree, okay? I applied to Air One. I go through 2 interviews, and then I don't get hired.
2 interviews?
Yes. What? And then I don't get hired, and I was just like, I can't, like, I don't even know what to do with myself anymore.
Like, you should have just show your degree and they just hire you on the spot, right?
No. I was like, life is tough. Like, I didn't get hired at a grocery store, guys. And my family's like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, it's not great out there. You know?
That's actually insane if that speaks to the state of the job market.
Oh gosh. That's why I'm like, I think I'm being pushed to do my own thing more and more and more and live like an alternative life that I've always really lived. But yeah.
Yeah, that feels like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes a lot of sense with, you know, you're saying the Native American church and like you were saying, even you went to some ceremonies in your mom's stomach. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that makes a lot of sense to me now, mm-hmm. like seeing how you are. Yeah. And yeah, that's cool. It makes sense why you're so connected with things, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. I could do my work to be more connected.
I mean, for sure, you know, everything can always be improved. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
but I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. Like, I do feel sometimes I like look at the world and I'm like, I think I see the world a little differently than other people.
That's a good thing. Cause remember, they're all NPCs.
Yeah. They're all NPCs. So it's good. This is like and it's nice. A reminder, like you said, like, this is my life, you know, it's like, we only get 1 or maybe 2 or 3 if we reincarnate, but
that's if you do it wrong.
If you do it wrong. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think you're doing it right?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, good for you.
Totally. Yeah. Good. I feel like I am now.
What do you think your biggest like life lessons are? Like, if you look at the themes of your life and what you've gone through, what are your like bigger chunked lessons? Like, I know for me, one of them is grief, because I've lost like so many people in my life.
But what do you mean by that? Like, what is the lesson?
Just like, that's a good question. Like, I think just processing grief, like being able to transmute or alchemize grief or integrate even grief and not like let it pull me down, but let it like expand who I am. Because I've lost enough people to like, I've been through the grief process so many times that like, I know that it's expanded my capacity to like love and feel and connect and have empathy with people. Like, feeling like grief is a really interesting human emotion that like is unlike anything else. And I know, like, I've had it happen so much throughout my life that I'm like, that has to be one of those lessons. Do
you mean from death specifically?
Yeah.
Or because I feel like you can experience grief.
Oh, for sure. You lose a job or
breakups too. You know what I mean? Like friendships ending.
Yeah. I've had that too, but a lot of death. I lost a lot of friends as a young person.
Really?
Yeah, I lost like 5 friends.
Damn.
Yeah.
And especially in a small community, that's kind of... It
was hard.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, family members as well, grandparents right off the bat. Like, I was a twin. Like, I think I was a blighted twin. So I think in some ways I like came into this world with a little grief on my shoulder.
I feel like that could be something you can tap into in some way. One
time I got this chakra reading on Kauai, and this gal was like, she was like reading my chakra, and she said, oh, this one is like a little weak. And then she was like, what? Like, did you just do that? And I was like, I didn't do anything. And she was like, it just got like more full and brighter when I said that. And I was like, I literally didn't do anything. And then she was like, wait a minute. And she didn't know anything about me. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you have 2 sets of chakra. And I was like, what? And she's like, do you like, do you have like a, I can't remember how she said it, but I was like, oh, I used to be a twin. And she was like, oh, okay. And she like asked my twin to like step aside so that she could read just my chakra.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, okay. So, I mean, I don't know how much, it was odd.
Right.
It was odd. You know, it was odd enough to be like, and she was kind of like, no, they're with you. And they help do that same thing all the time for you. Like fill in where you're kind of weaker. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks, bud.
That is really cool. And that's crazy that, yeah, I feel like it's so easy to just chalk those things up or chalk those types of people up as like, oh, they're just making things up. They're crazy.
Which, I mean, there are some that are. That's what's hard. Like there are like charlatans, you know, and it's like, well.
Right.
But then there's the real deal for sure too.
Yeah. And that's crazy. Like there's no way. How do you even come up with that? How do you think of that? You know, unless she just tries out on every single one and eventually got it right. You know?
That's like, that was just the odds of that are so. She's just popping champagne that night.
God
Fucking
damn,
finally.
I got one right.
I knew it was gonna come. I knew it.
She's like, I'm retiring.
Mic drop. My moment has come.
She finally got it right.
Yes.
You know?
And now she's off the karmic wheel. Jude.
She just keels over dead. She's like, her life complete right there. You know?
Just like you passed the last level.
Yeah.
So fun.
I would say for me though, some of the biggest life lessons that I've learned is, I don't know, it's hard. There's a lot and it's hard to put them into like maybe
category.
A phrase or phrases, but learning how to let people go is a big one for me. And yeah, just, I'd say a big one too is learning that, like I'm the only thing that's holding me back anymore. Like at this point, like my whole life, I'm when I look back, I realize like, yeah, I was the only obstacle in my way, and I still do it. You know, I still have, you know, you get insecurities or, you know, stuff like that, or lack confidence certain times. And then every once in a while you have these bursts of confidence. And yeah, so it's just yeah, learning to be nicer to myself and learning that, yeah, I'm the only thing that can hold me back. Mm-hmm. So just mindset.
Yeah.
Those are some big ones, at least lately.
Yeah.
For me.
I feel like your journey with your body too has been really big, like coming back to yourself in a way and like streamlining yourself. Like I've seen and heard you talk about that quite a bit of just like getting attuned to yourself.
Yeah. And yeah. I would say listening to yourself and trusting intuition more is a big one, because I'm sure we've talked about it. I'm sure I've talked about it in the podcast. Like, I just feel like corporate Western society is all based in fear and anxiety. Everything is fear-based.
And consumerism.
Yes.
Like capitalism is so rampant. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's
like feed a bunch of fear and anxiety and then like give them the remedy of like buy something to make yourself feel better. It's like, okay, this is not sustainable.
Yep. Yeah.
Or healthy.
Yeah, exactly. So usually I find that the most beneficial things for humans are the things that don't cost money. Sunshine.
Preach.
Being outside.
So good for your neurochemistry too.
Yeah.
Like so good for you to be outside.
Oh, the sun.
Healing.
I
trip out sometimes. It's just a giant star that it's that strong that it comes to us.
Yeah.
I trip out.
Yeah. And so many people are scared of it.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot.
That's the one that gets to me.
I have a blog post that my niece wrote on my website. What is it? www.enourish.life. There's a blog on there, and she wrote a really good blog post about sun, about like the ancient like healer, the sun, and just went into so much good information about like just how it's been like a smear campaign on the sun, but like its benefits for us. And I kind of go both ways because I'm an esthetician, right? So like I've studied skin. I know the realities of skin cancer and aging from the sun. Like that's just the UVB rays. Like they just do that. You know, there's not a doubt about that. But there's so much benefit too. So like, yeah, so much benefit.
Personally, I don't. You would clearly have more knowledge and experience in this field than me, but just my gut instinct, I feel that what we put into our bodies and what we put on our bodies is way more impactful as far as aging and skin cancer and all that stuff than the sun is. Like that's just how I feel. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, like that's a pretty good argument. You could stand by that argument because, I mean, how much you're doing that versus how much you're in the sun. It's like in our lifestyles now, you're eating a lot more than you're like getting massive sun exposure.
Right. Yeah.
And
obviously time will tell, but that's just how I feel. Like I feel I'm not saying skin cancer doesn't exist. I just don't think personally, it just doesn't compute in my mind that the sun would be the cause of it. It's like the sun, in my opinion, is like life, like he's sitting in the sun right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plants, they need sun, and it's just like how you feel when you go in the sun and it
feels so good.
You just feel so energized.
Yeah. I agree. But moderation, I mean, we have evolved to be mostly indoors now. And so I think that our skin is changing as far as like what it can handle. And like, we're also living in a lot of different like geographical areas than our ancestors, so
true.
It's like, yeah, if you're like super, super white and you're down by the equator, like that might not work well. You might be, I can see how you get skin cancer.
Saying. Like your genetic makeup just isn't equipped for that.
Yeah. I read a really interesting article about how the level of vitamin D that you require as an individual is directly related to your ancestral geography.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So like if your ancestors, came from like Scotland, you would most likely need a little less vitamin D than somebody who came from, Panama.
Yeah. Huh. Wait, you said your website?
Oh yeah, I have a website because
I felt like I looked it up. I felt like you mentioned it in your podcast and I looked it up, but I can't remember. Maybe it's okay.
Yeah, I have like a website for my like modeling and commercial work. That's just isagriffin.com. And then I have my coaching website because I used to do habit-based nutrition coaching, and I did that for a while, and I loved it. But I found that I did a lot more limiting belief work and spiritual support. Like that underneath the food stuff was all that. And so then I found myself being in that kind of area of coaching. And at the time, I didn't really feel comfortable. Like the coaching industry as a whole, like anybody can just call themselves a coach. And I was just not, I was like, I knew I was helping people and the feedback was so good that I was like, okay, but there was something in me that just wanted more knowledge behind me or like legitimacy or just, not control, but regulation kind of, it was like, this feels very like Wild West, like unregulated. I kind of wanted to be legit. Right. And so I went back and got my degree in psychology and I was planning on going to get my license in therapy. And I was like, hold on, Isa, give it a second, give it a beat. Because when I really checked in, I was like, I don't want to be a therapist. I don't want to work in symptomatology. I love neurobiology. I love like the brain. So I was like, well, I could go into psychopharmacology and become a psychiatrist. And then I was like, I do not want to deal with symptomatology and like how sick, like the sick population. Like, I don't think my heart can handle it. Like, I don't think I can do it. So then I was like, okay. Pulling it back. I'm like, I'll start coaching again and I'll integrate in like my burlesque stuff and do more like confidence coaching, spiritual support, limiting belief work all in one. So that's like where I'm at right now. So I'm transitioning everything towards that. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so that website is my coaching website and it's www.enourish.life.
Okay.
Like the letter E and then the word nourish.
You should send me links to those. And
I'll send them.
I'll put them in all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks. So wait, how many websites? You said
just 2.
2?
Yeah. And then we have the podcast website. I think that's
maybe that's the one
Ripple Effect
That's
Pod.
the one I looked up. Yeah.
Ripple Effect Pod.
Okay. And what's on there?
It's just right now, I think it's just a link to our newsletter and then our RSS feed. So all the podcast episodes are there too.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember, where is it hosted? Apple, Spotify?
Oh, you can get the Ripple Effect.
But yeah.
Anywhere you get your podcasts. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, like all of them. It goes out to all of them.
But not YouTube, no?
Yeah, we do have a YouTube channel, but I think it's just audio and our picture because we haven't done video yet, which is something you might help us get over into.
I got you. I mean, I don't know if my camera's shutting off. Maybe I'm not the best resource.
No, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
What about you? Do you have any websites or anything?
Holy shnikes.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
we got to call it. We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Any parting words?
Love yourself.
Good one. I second that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Be nicer to yourself, and is kind of what
Don't listen to Uncle Crid.
Yes. Uncle Crid, not Uncle Kid, Uncle Crid.
Uncle Crid. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just grateful that you are here, and grateful for, I know I said it the other day on when you tagged me in that post, like just grateful to have so many cool, interesting people in my life, and grateful for where I am. But what about you?
Yeah, I second all of that. Yeah, thank you for having me. And I hope that this is something that really continues to help you grow and explore yourself and the things that you love and enjoy. And I hope it opens up like all kinds of doors for you. And it just, you keep going on your path, and it gets better and better and better.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome.
I think it will. And
I know it will.
Likewise to you.
Thank you, kid.
As they would say in Spanish.
Igual. Gracias.
All right.
Let's call it.
Let's stop raw dogging this thing and wrap it up.
Time of death, 3:19 p.m.